perfect right now for Austin Cindric.
Road racing season kicks off this weekend.
The serious challenge to the outside of Justin Allgaier.
And someone new hopes to be the hero at Watkins Glen.
Brandon Jones further behind. He goes off course.
The Zippo 200 at the Glen.
Just chucks his Camaro into the corner.
Saturday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Zippo 200 at the Glen this Saturday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Hear that? That's a bunch of bull some unfortunate customer is receiving from another car dealership. It's something you don't get at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Come see the No Bull Man, Dwight Fowler. Dwight and his sales associates will put you in the vehicle of your choice with no bull. Just plain down home good deals. No bull at Renato Auto Mall, home of Renato Honda, Renato Kia, and Renato Buick GMC. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com.
This summer, stay twice at Red Roof Inn and earn a $25 gift card with Ready Rewards. Yes, you can become a Ready Rewards member. Just register to be enrolled in the promotion through your Ready Rewards account under the promotion tab. And once you register, a guest who stays at any Red Roof Inn, Red Roof Plus, Red Collection, or Hometown Studios by Red Roof 2 separate times from the beginning of June through the end of August will receive 6,500 points. That's enough for a $25 gift card. Offer valid June 1st through August 31st, 2019. Guests must be Ready Reward members and must be registered before checkout in order for the stay to count towards the promotion. Third-party bookings are not eligible. Must book at 1-800-RED-ROOF or www.redroof.com. Only stays occurring after the member's registration date in the Stay 2 promotion apply. So again, this summer stay twice at Red Roof Inn and earn a $25 gift card with Ready Rewards from Red Roof Inn.
When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Make your business or office the boss of Carolina Country listener post today. All you have to do is tune your radio in your business or office to 107.5 FM or to 92.3 FM. Let us know and we'll put your name on the radio. And each month we'll have a drawing from an area listening post for a dozen breakfast biscuits from the Creekside Clock in Shelby, along with coffee or tea. Area listening posts include Promotion Motors of Lincoln, Cherryville Signs and Graphics, Lowe's of Lincoln, Watson Carpet and Tile in Lincoln, RD Mattress in Cherryville, Carolina Furniture Mart in Lincoln, Memory Lane Antiques in Krause, Davis Brothers Automotive in Lincoln, and It's Your Feed in Cherryville. So make your business or office a boss or a Carolina Country listening post today. There's no one like you. And Pandora Jewelry is opening up all kinds of possibilities to show that to the world with the new open bangle. Beautifully crafted from sterling silver with new interchangeable end caps. You can mix, match, and even have the freedom to customize like never before. Shop the new open bangle from Pandora Jewelry now and do see the wonderful Pandora Jewelry. Available at Facet Foundry Jewelry Studios, 530 South New Hope Road, Gastonia. Online at FacetFoundryJewelry.com.
I only do things incredible can, cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
And good morning, KTC Broadcasting Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin Hastings, Texas Terry Reinhardt, Hunter Yancey, and today we have Tom Sanfani in the fourth chair. So we have a good team there.
Well, good morning, JP. Can you hear
Good
us?
morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, Terry had a new nickname.
What?
He's not Texas no more, isn't he? I
Wow.
thought he's Nobby.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
Oh, Nobby, yeah. Sorry about that.
Nobby
Yeah.
Reinhardt's in here.
By the way, Terry, your little stupid cowboy thing is covering up your eyes. So you look like just a guy with a banner in front of his face. It really looks bad on the stream, to be honest with you.
I want to thank everybody that's watching online on YouTube
There we
today.
go.
Good morning. Where's my camera? I'm right here. Hey, good morning, everybody. Kevin Hastings, along with Terry Reinhardt and Hunter Yancey, Tom Sinafani. Another Saturday Sports Talk. Big day ahead of us, Terry. It's August. That means it's football season. Madden is out. College football's in a couple weeks. NFL practices, high school practices start this week.
That's right.
Training
School
camp started.
starts.
Oh yeah.
Don't remind us about school start.
Oh, I got it.
Couple
I got fooled last night. I was at Sports Page and I looked over at the television and it was like SEC football was on. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is like a summer game or something. And it was a throwback to Johnny Manziel versus Missouri. He just threw all over him. I got so excited. I was like, oh, it's time.
Yeah.
We're here already. But no,
The Hall of Fame game did throw me off a little bit. I was like, that's not a replay. That's really
not
the
a
season
replay.
That's
start.
real. That's right.
Yeah,
It was
I-
an exciting game too,
See, I was-
which you can now legally gamble on.
Yes.
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 You
And
can.
it
And you
was
can
funny.
lose on too.
It was funny.
There
I
you go.
did get excited when I heard Al Michaels' voice come over. I was like, yeah, we're about there. It's about time.
But
How
then
long-
Hunter comes in here with this crazy shirt on.
Listen,
That
Terry.
means nothing.
Terry, I bought
A
you know what?
losing quarterback.
Losing.
And
Terry, will it make it any better if you know that the proceeds of this shirt went to the Special Olympics?
I enjoy that part of it.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
There you
If you're watching live online, Hunter's got his
go. His
Hunter.
mood changed completely. I mean,
Well,
I'm not making that up. They did.
no,
I
that
supported
is-
a good cause with the purchase
It
of this
is.
shirt.
I agree with that.
Hunter, not Tom, and I have the Cleveland Brown shirt on today. I just want you everyone to.
Well, I like Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield's special.
I think Cleveland's going to get some bandwagon fans because of Mayfield and some of the others that they've.
I'm not going to say they're my favorite team. Of course, I'm still a Washington fan, but I will say is I'll pull for Baker. I would like to see Baker Mayfield succeed.
And last week,
I think
while
that would
we
be
was in
good
here-
for the NFL as a whole if the Cleveland Browns succeed.
Last week when we was over at Cherryville Stadium, I was asked where Burns should be, and I said they should be in the top 7. And Tom comes in, I am Burns.
I am Burns. Well, I had to pick out my wardrobe coming here. I thought I had another KTC T-shirt somewhere, but I was like, this will do. It's football
That'll
season.
do, Pig.
It's
That'll
football
do.
season. They did practice
it.
this week. They're getting excited. I am interested to see how the new, Burns in the new conference is going to work out. And they're already talking about other sports too. It's going to help them in other sports too. But football, if they have enough linemen, Terry, if they can make enough holes for Pryor this year, they could do some damage if they can get through that top part of the schedule too, Terry. I mean, the
that's
top
true.
part. I mean, they got to play Kings Mountain early. You got to play
with
Crest
no
early.
injuries. And
Yeah, you got to play South
Yeah.
Point. You got to play Crest. You got to.
Burns starts off Kings Mountain, Asheville, Crest, Newton Conover, South Point.
I was trying to get some info from a kid who went to AC Reynolds about how good is the Asheville program, and he seems to think it's going in the right direction. I haven't really heard too much from him in recent years, though, Terry.
yeah, they've been about a 500 team.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and not like that we're used to seeing when we speak of teams up around Asheville. But should be competitive game. Should be a good game for y'all. I mean,
Right. Yeah, like the Hendersonville game was last year.
Yes.
But when you're Cleveland County, and especially like Shelby and Crest, they have a hard time finding somebody to play you non-conference.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
true.
wants to play you. So you have to go way, to the mountains to get somebody to play. But I like what Kevin has said. Why don't we play Lincoln County, Cleveland County? Why don't you tell your athletic director
The
at
whole
West
South
Lincoln-
Fork 2A.
Yeah, why don't you just tell your athletic director at West Lincoln to give Chris White a call up at Burns?
Speaking
That'd be a great game, Terry.
speaking of South
when
Fork,
do you lose your running back?
speaking of South Fork 2A,
2 years. So wait for us call in 2 years.
I just want to give a shout out. Ran into these boys at a restaurant the other night. They love having us come up there. KTC, the Fat Boy Club at North Lincoln.
Yeah.
The gentlemen up in the press box they had their preseason meeting at the restaurant. Ran into all of them, and they said hello to everybody at KTC. So just wanted to give them a shout out on the radio.
Tom, we're going to go over some of the schedules and stuff in a little bit. I'm going to have you confirm in the break. Burns starts off with a ton of home games.
They do, which
year.
I like.
And
yes.
then, and then they don't have that many road games, but some teams are flipped on that. Just kind of going down through. We'll talk about a little bit of that more. And there's two different types of scheduling ideas. You're talking to Terry about their scheduling and you guys scheduling. West Lincoln out of conference. Drone, Cherryville, Fred T. Ford, and East Burke. Burns out of conference. Kings Mountain Crest, Asheville, and North Gaston. So two totally different. You guys you've had those in your schedule for years, but the question is, are y'all going to start doing more of a friendlier schedule, especially if you're going to play Kings Mountain Crest out of conference? Your other two ought to be probably games that you should/could win.
But like I said earlier, you got to find somebody who will play it.
Right.
I mean, it's not that simple. I would like to see the state pit conference against conference locally. Wouldn't that be cool? Kind of do like a Big Ten ACC
and rotated every
type
year.
deal,
and
rotate it.
Well, honestly, if you look at say the Burns conference, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 conference games. That means the other 5 they could easily play the South Fork 2A if you really want to.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see the more local matchups, but you see, Shelby's got to go. Didn't Shelby played Burns, South Carolina a couple years ago or somebody down there?
Right.
I mean, you've got to go so far away to get yourself a non-conference game. And not only is it hard because of the travel, okay, and you don't know as much about the team that you're playing, you're not going to get butts in the seats. You know what I mean? And I would much rather see a Burns North Lincoln game, which would have a good turnout, or a Burns West Lincoln game, or even like a Burns Bessemer City game or something like that. Burns,
you ought to want that Yellow Jackets nest. Yeah. We got a phone caller on the line right now. It's August. It's football season. That means Coach Pruitt is on the line.
All right,
Coach Pruitt. Do you have a box of donuts there? Or
No donuts. Hey, we got bigger fish to fry today. I got practice, so well, maybe in the future I'll work on that. And I'm still working on you, Terry. I ain't forgot about you. Okay.
Oh, no, it's okay, Coach. I'm with you.
All right.
Well, good morning. You ready for football season? What is it? It's August.
It's August. We're here. Yeah, it's an exciting time. I'm glad we don't play that. The third Friday. We get a little extra time this year. Our scrimmage date. That's one of the reasons on call. Our scrimmage dates are the 13th at home and the 16th away. We play Fred T. Ford at home on the 13th, and we go to Bunker Hill on the 16th. And, you talk about conferences and things. We added a member to our conference, Christ the King, and that actually is our first home date this year. On the 23rd, we originally had Bunker Hill scheduled, but the state put Christ the King in our conference, so we were playing them the very first game of the season. So we have 3 non-conference games, same 3 we had last year. Of course, we dropped Bessemer City, who was our first game, so we were going to play Bunker Hill, and we have Drone, West Lincoln, and Chase. Actually have Chase first, then West Lincoln, then Drone. So excited to get the season started. Our numbers are not where we want them to be right now. I think with kids and parents and families, some of them don't realize the importance of the first day of August. I think it's become less and less important for a lot of people. But with that said, we have a group that's really worked hard this first couple of days, and honestly, I thought yesterday's practice was the best one we've had probably since the middle of last October. I was just really impressed with how our kids got out to work, and I'm sure y'all going to ask a couple questions, but just to say it, we have a returning school record holder in rushing and Jaden Blanton, and Dylan Harden's had a great off-season camp. Our 7-on-7s were good. We need a couple, guys that can take the top off the defense, which we're trying to work on a little bit to keep people off of us and suffocating the run. And the area where we lost the most people last year was on defense. So we have a pretty solid group of linebackers. We got to develop that secondary. Christian Hahn's returning. We have a kid who transferred from Illinois, Cooper Sloan, that we're really excited about, and he'll be a good player, but we need to work on our defensive front. So it's kind of where we are right now, but the heat's not been too bad, and we're excited about what the next couple of weeks are holding to get ready for the first game.
Coach, I was thinking of something you said, that getting the kids in there at the 1st of August, and we've had this kind of, I've commented before, this kind of silly schedule we have where we don't go to school until pretty close to Labor Day.
Yeah.
How would you feel about pushing the start of school back to maybe the week of, the 11th, 12th, 13th, something in there? Do you think that would help you in football practice?
back, I don't know, many years ago, we always started school early August, not 1st August, but early August. Then you have to worry about kids and getting there and stuff. So I'm a big proponent of that. I think Gaston County's looking at starting earlier like Lincoln County's doing this year. I kind of envy those guys over there with what they've got set up this year. But, the summer will be short whenever you go to do that, but that's just part of it. But, no, I'd rather us be in school when the first ball goes up in the air instead of knowing, hey, we have school next Monday and we haven't really done anything other than freshman orientation and things of that nature. So we did have senior picture day a couple days before the season got started this year, which was great. I didn't have anybody coming late. That was something great on our schedule. But, yeah, I'd love to see the school year get moved up so we can have things in place and have kids that practice a little bit more often. Don't have to worry about a work schedule or a vacation schedule or things like that. And, we talk to our kids, faith, family, future football. And sometimes family events get in the way of football events. And, you got to have your priorities. But also, as we get in the season, hopefully those things have been done beforehand. I don't typically have a family vacation in the middle of a time or get away. Sometimes on an open week, I might find a weekend. Last year, me and my kids went to the Great Wolf Lodge Saturday after the first Saturday practice. That just little things like that. But, I applaud our families for all they do for our program and looking forward to a great season.
Well, Coach, I got a question for you, and Tom answered one of mine, so mine's down to one. You start off with Christ the King. What do you know about Christ the King?
Not a lot. I hadn't seen them. I know a few teams in our conference played them. Example, we had our Gaston County coaches meeting, and I saw Coach DeLeo from Highland Tech. We just, talked and communicated a little bit about what they do. Obviously, they've not been highly successful. Most of these schools, and they're a parochial school out of Huntersville. I don't think they're a charter school. But with that said, typically those schools tend to start slow and get stronger as they go. And I think that's the case for Christ the King because one of our coaches in our conference last spring, when I was talking to him, said Christ the King had the best 7th and 8th grade team in their conference, and that was with Pine Lake Prep, Community School of Davidson, and those guys. So I figure they'll be pretty talented. They haven't been probably very physical, but that's something that grows in time in the game of football. So I expect a team that's going to spread it out and try to throw it around the field. And, that's an area where we really need to keep working, as I said, in our 7-on-7, getting our defensive backs in place and getting a little rush on the passer. So, we're going to be missing a kid like Jason Pitts who can rush the passer, and a kid like Sean Kostick at linebacker, and, Queth Lorraine out there in the secondary. So we've got 22 seniors to replace. The thing this year, people notice about us, we're going to be playing a lot of kids both ways probably early in the season until we get comfortable with some of the other guys who can fill holes and gaps. So we're getting to where we want to be, but I do not know a whole lot about Christ the King.
Coach, how's the conference? If do you know anyway? How's it looking? Any ideas?
I think obviously last few years, Thomas Jefferson, Mountain Island Charter, Bessemer City have been the teams along the top. Of course, last year we continued for that a little bit, but Community School of Davidson has improved each year. It seems like they find a quarterback. A couple years ago, of course, they had a quarterback who was in place for 3 years, and then last year they moved to a wide receiver and ended up the second leading passer in the state. So those teams tend to find a few players here and there, and they stay pretty strong. I think Highland Tech's going to continue to improve under Coach DeLeo. Pine Lake Prep's got a new coach, and Union Academy's a talented team as well. I think they had, in their eyes, a down season compared to where they were the year before.
Well, another question, Coach, is I guess the AD would always look at things doing Bessemer City once instead of twice. Is that going to help y'all's athletic program or hurt it? I mean, how does that go across?
We know them and they know us. It wouldn't matter if we played 4 or 5 times. I mean, it's going to be a similar ball game every time. They're always a talented team, and Larry does a great job. And our numbers this year are more comparable to what their numbers have been the last few years. So when we get to that last game, it's going to be important who's getting there healthy and how we're both playing. I don't think he's going to change much of what he's done, and we're not going to change much of what we've done. We are moving to an odd front defense this year based upon our personnel needs. We feel like we're, like I said, stronger at linebacker, not as good up front, so we want to take one defensive lineman off the field and add a linebacker on the field. So with that said, that'll be a little bit different look, but it'll be a rivalry game, and it's their place this year. And of course, the battle of the belt's sitting there in my room. Kids see it every day when they come to our meeting. Of course, we start in about 15 minutes. So it's going to be something that we discuss, and I think they look forward to, and our kids look forward to.
I had a quick question for you too.
Yes, sir.
I was looking in the newspaper today, and they're talking a lot about this Elijah Burris kids at Mountain Island Charter.
Sure.
Hunter and I were looking. He's 5'9" and 210 pounds. Had over 2,000 yards when he talked about when he was in middle school. You know, how do you handle a guy like that? I mean, it's just you're going to see you're going to see him get the ball 30 times in a game.
Well, many years ago, I was a GA at a college in Tennessee, and during the open week, we got to do a little, a game for the kids who never played. So we prepared the kids, and most of our starters got some time off and stuff. But I was the defensive GA, so you know what I did? I put a game plan together, and I put 12 guys on the defense. and we got out there the first couple of plays and see Coach Moore at Cumberland used to run this jet sweep, so we always had an extra guy to account for the jet sweep. And the first 4 plays, we come rolling down there, and we, yard loss, no gain, et cetera. And the offensive guy's over there scratching his head. He never counted my defensive players. So I think that's what we'll try to do. And but I think the officials will probably count. But no, on a serious note, you just gotta. You gotta win up front a little bit. You can't let them get started. But that's hard to do. I mean, they do a good job of getting the ball. They're pretty simple in their scheme, but they've gotten better. A couple years ago, they had a lot of kids like Elijah, but they didn't have kids up front that could create the holes, and they just didn't have success that they're having now. But he is a special talent. There's a wide receiver at Union Academy that's a special talent in our conference, Keontae Degree. I mean, he's a kid that is a special talent in our conference. So there's lots of those kids at the 1A level, and I hope people come out and watch some 1A football because it's good football. So we are getting ready to get started. I appreciate you guys' time, and I'll just take the rest off there unless you got something real pressing.
Yeah, Hunter's got something for you.
Coach,
go ahead, roll it.
It's just a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, it's early August. We're in North Carolina. The heat, it's still around. How much do you preach to your players? It's okay to say that you need water, and it's okay to stay hydrated, because we've heard so many times, whether it's the professional or the college level, unnecessary preseason injuries, and sometimes the heat has something to do with that. Is that something that you preach hard to your kids?
Definitely. We practice in the morning to try to beat that heat and also avoid thunderstorms. Like first day of practice, if we would have practiced in the afternoon, we'd have been up out there with the boat, or we wouldn't have been practicing at all because of the thunder with the lightning. But overall, we stress to them, hey, eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Don't just get up at 8:30 and roll over here and come on. Eat breakfast. Think about staying off the soft drinks and the sweet tea. A little bit of sacrifice there. Last night, actually, we had a little parent meeting, and some of the parents brought a couple sodas, and I told them, hey, y'all go ahead. You can have a soda tonight, and some of them did. So that was fine. But sometimes you kind of reward them. But overall, we just really stress to them to stay on the water and the Gatorade and things like that. And of course, we're going to work a lot of water breaks into our practice schedule on an everyday basis as well. But it is definitely something that you definitely want to stress and have the kids aware of. But we offer them water every single day after practice. So there's a cooler in the locker room, and they're able to grab water when they leave as well. So you got to prepare for the next day, the day before. Honestly, if you wake up and you're thirsty, then hey, you got to do a little bit more to stay hydrated for sure.
All right, Coach, we appreciate the call, and
right.
y'all have fun, and good luck, and
Good luck, Coach.
Good luck, Coach.
Thanks for y'all's support.
Thanks, sir.
Have a good one. Bye.
Coach Pruitt with the Cherryville Ironman. They open up with Christ the King, then at Chase, West Lincoln, Drawn, Highland Tech, Thomas Jefferson, at Community School of Davidson, Mountain Island Charter. I got a blank on my next two. You could probably fill that in if I had left in there for a second. Pine Lake Prep, and they finish at Bessemer City.
But I would say something real quick. You got a talent like Burris on a 1A team, and he's talking about the wide receiver at Union Academy, and I know I preach on this all the time. That's why if you're a charter, play a division up. I mean, if you can go out and recruit these kids with these special talent, you need to play up, and that's all fair, because, Coach Pruitt can't go around and grab guys. Now, you do benefit from a guy transferring in, like he said, if a guy transfers into your district. But if you're going to be able to recruit and bring guys in, that's fine. But like a Charlotte Catholic, why are they still playing 3A? Play 4A. If you can recruit the guys.
Your best example on that, Tom, is Cherryville has about 5,500 homes in Cherryville. Winston-Salem Prep is in the same conference, same everything. They can draw for 1.5 million homes.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just level
a
of
million
playing.
homes, not 15,000 homes. Winston-Salem Prep, who plays Cherryville in the state playoffs, can draw from 1.5 million homes.
And in all fairness, all 1.5 million homes don't go to that school.
That's true.
The possibility. So what I'm saying is, why not level the playing field? And we're seeing these 1A teams dominate in basketball. Well, it's
baseball.
And baseball, where you need fewer players. It's a little harder to do it in football, like Coach was talking about.
Yeah, they've been able to do that.
You know, you can have a 2,000-yard back. If you don't have anybody to block for them, it doesn't really matter.
It does not
So what I'm saying is, it's a little harder in football. I'm almost tempted to say, in basketball, play 2-up. You know what I mean? You should. I mean, because really, in basketball, if you have a couple of dominant players, look what happens. And I was listening to some of those basketball conference scores, and it gets out of hand. It's like, how is this 1A team so dominant?
It's crazy, especially in high school basketball, because it's literally probably the only sport in high school where you could have one kid that might have a chance of playing. It doesn't even have to be big Division I basketball, and he could carry your team.
Yeah, and sometimes you think about it, and I don't mean to bust people up, but we had a charter school that's around our area that was up playing a Charlotte school, and they had them 50-0 at half.
In a basketball game?
In a basketball game.
Well, I
have a hard time understanding what the other team had. I would have had to seen that to understand that.
Well, they didn't have a basketball game.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you cannot even hit one shot, maybe you couldn't get across half court. Maybe you didn't have no guards. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen to that.
But to me, it's kind of part of the sales pitch, because now you can say, hey, we're dominating these other teams. You can't get a good, sports education over here. You have to come over there. And I just don't think that's good for our young people, and I don't think it's good for our communities. But, people are people. They're going to do what they want to do. If you think it's best for your child to go over here, that's what you're going to do. But I think that you just level the playing field, maybe 2-up in basketball, 1-up in everything else, and just be fair to teams that have to play by different rules, Terry.
And speaking of Cherryville, last game of the season, they do play Bessemer City, a series that is only one game separation of all time.
Yeah, but I want to. He did say we dropped Cherryville, and want to make sure people aren't confused. He dropped the non-conference, with Bessemer City, not the conference game. So they're not. When he said that, it's okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, that was the non-conference that he was playing them twice. Now he's only going to play him once, which is good. I think he needs to get another team. It is bad that he's got to go all the way to. Where did he say Christ the King was? It's in
the only thing I think about stuff like that is as an AD, I mean, they thinking about money for the program, and you might go to Christ the King, and maybe they bring in
20 people.
20 people.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Bessemer City's going to load you up. So.
Plus, you got when you got to go there. Plus, you got to run the bus up there. And we know, Terry, we work for the school system. That's not cheap sending a bus. No. So that gets back to my earlier point. It would be better to see some more local. Let's play local. You want it to be competitive, but the more local, I think, the better.
Well, like I said, Cherryville opens up Christ the King. Week 1 will also have Lincoln at Stuart Kramer on WLON. On YouTube, we're going to have South Point at Crest and Kings Mountain at Burns, Tommy, to open up week 1. Will be a big start.
Can we please play someone else?
Y'all play one of the best teams in the state.
I'll tell you, let's open up with Kings Mountain. I tell you what, they are loaded. And they got the new field out there, Kevin. You haven't talked much about that.
Have they put it down yet? I haven't seen it.
You know what? Joel, our liaison out there at Kings Mountain did show me some pictures of what it's supposed to look like, but I don't know if it's down yet. But
last time I was over there, they had a hole that was pretty big that they had to dig. We'll have Shelby at Freedom on the radio, WHS. Freedom will not allow videos, folks. Some schools do not allow video, or we couldn't come to an agreement on terms of video as usual. It's pretty much the same suspects as usual in Gaston County. South Point won't let us do games. North Gaston won't let us do games. And then they send us a list, Tom. Cherryville won't let us do games. And then they send us a list after we send them the games we want to do and say, well, you're doing too many of this team. Well, guys, there's 3 schools.
North Gaston, we did video there last year.
No, we didn't. Not last year. It might have been the year before, 2 years before. But they've specifically, the last 2 years, have said no to video.
Okay.
We cannot do it. They're scared, along with South Point. They're going to show somebody how the option works. like it's not been run since 1905. And that's what's so stupid about this is some of these schools that only run the option are scared we're going to see their video. South Point coaches blocked their video cameras and warm-ups at Burns one time. Warm-ups on a fullback dive. Tom, we won't give away too many secrets, Terry. On this 32 dive, what's going to happen is the guard's going to kick out right and the center's going to kick left, but I don't want you to see the video. That's super secret stuff right there. 32 dive.
Well, coaches are just they are what they are, man. I mean, and if they believe another team can get an advantage, then they're not going to let us do it. I just, who I hate it for is I hate it for the kids, because I played in the early 90s. And, you had to get coach to loan you the VHS tape to go home so you could watch yourself. Tape. And I don't have access to that. I would love to have access to that. And I'm sure a lot of the other teams will provide that for the kids because of the technology now. But it's cool to know that if all else fails, hey, Dad, my game from 5 years ago is on YouTube. I want to go back and see that. I want to go back and look at that. So you're taking that away from the kids, and I think that's who it's about. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that. That high school athletics are about the kids, not about coaches or boosters.
How many hot
dogs
like you
sell?
How
many hot dogs you sell?
So we couldn't come into agreement in Lincoln County again this year. Maiden does not allow video. Bandy's will allow video if we go there ever. Let's see.
Good people.
Well, what Kevin's trying to say is don't mean tweet me when you don't see your team on video.
Us or complain about why don't you show this team on YouTube? Or why
you
don't
like Burns more than Freedom.
Yeah, you like this team or that team. And we go where we're allowed to or where people want us. Rutherford County, I think, has canceled that. I think Asheville schools won't let us do video. So there's we have that we're going to do a bunch of video games, folks. Two things. We can only do the ones that the schools will allow us. And then the other thing is, it also depends a lot on the internet signal, right, Tom?
Right,
our home teams here in Cleveland County, they provide the internet, but 99% of the press boxes don't have internet and don't give it to us. And so we have to dance around that sometimes. But we're going to do our best we can, folks. And we'll let you know every week which schools will have YouTube video and which schools will have audio only and which schools that won't let us come at all. So we'll let you know week by week. We are going to put out the schedule on the WhatsApp shopper. Probably next week will be the full schedule for all the teams.
But you know who else I hate it for? Grandma out in New Mexico who used to watch her grandson play, and now she can't because somebody wants to sell a hot dog. Well, I'm not too sure that's right. But
I think one thing they never think about is not everybody at the, you always want
or handicap people that can't make it to the game.
See,
and not everybody can, or not that they can't make it, but not everybody lives with the. How many Burns graduates still live in the Burns district? Like people move out and away,
especially. Unfortunately, in rural Cleveland County, a lot of people do move away.
Right, and what about the kids in college and stuff like that? I want to watch my little brother or my school. How can you support your school and you can't always make it there? It's
tough, and I know. Sell an extra set of French fries, get you $2.50. I'm not so sure you're taking too much.
And that's something that they really worry about, because I remember years ago, before I started here at KTC Broadcasting, I had the idea, I had a little dream of mine. I wanted to do that. I wanted to bring availability to sports through video people, and that was my sales pitch was, hey, you got grandparents and parents that work maybe second or third shift that are not going to be able to come out here, and through this service, I'm not going to say the service, but just through this service, they archive the game, where if they want to watch it later, if they do work late, or if the grandparents can't make it out, they can watch it. And the AD that I had spoke to about it, he came back to me and he said, that sounds great, but how is that going to hurt us at the ticket box?
Yeah, you talked to the wrong person.
He said,
you can't talk to the person, and that's the whole thing. Real quick before we go,
but that's where they always send you, though. Is that's fine, but
you talk to the person in charge of hot dog sales. That's going to be turned down every time, and y'all think I'm joking about that, but that is hot dog sales rule this world. They talk about, so last night at the Panther Stadium, it used to be free for this. Well, they were like, well, people were selling them online, so we're going to try to cut that off, so we're going to charge $5. Well, you just made 5 times 45,000 people in here right now.
$5 to get into the event.
So now you just made $200,000. There's just hot dog money.
Yeah.
Because someone said, why were they doing it for free anyway? Because they're selling $8 hot dogs.
And in my mindset, me and Kevin have talked about this before. It's off air because we've thought it was absurd. But when they say, well, how that's going to hurt us at the ticket sale, I say the same thing to this. It's the same thing as television in professional sports. If you want to go to a professional football game, you're going to spend the money and go to the game. But if you don't, but if you don't want to, but if you don't want to,
$5.
I'm taking Anna, and this is why I feel sorry. And I know people have more children. Like if you have 3 or 4 children, God bless you. That's great because it's good job security for me. But if I'm taking my daughter to a Browns game. We're going to do my daughter's graduating, so bucket list. We're going to go sit in the dog pound. We're going to go see him play Buffalo.
There you go.
$378 for 2 tickets. I mean, and they're not
say a piece.
No. I mean, but still, $378, and it's kind of one of those things where I got to umpire a lot of baseball games to make $378.
That's not
so I mean, it's
food, gas,
and food and gas and all that.
Dog pound
hat. People that got 2 or 3 kids and want to do the family. I mean, you're going to spend $1,000, Terry. I mean,
that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, just for one. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like people that that have. Hey, I got 3 boys that want to go see the team play, and you're going to spend $1,000 to walk in the door. I'm not so sure that's right. I mean, it's one of those things where something could be done. That's why I like where you have the event. Well, if you can't afford to a game, hey, at least you can go to this for free and take your family and have a good time.
And see,
you're gonna spend $50 on hot dogs.
And see with that, and you kind of just proved my point. There was like, you've made the mind up that, hey, we're going to go to a game.
Do you think the Panthers have got more or less fans by being on TV?
I would say they would have significantly more fans.
Right. Is that not how that works?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if I put Burns on TV every week and people that are living outside,
people get interested. People get interested.
Hey,
I might go back and see Aunt Betty and go watch a game.
I live over in Charlotte. Burns is playing a big game this week. I'm going to go see the.
I've seen it every now and then. I've seen people come back. Hey, I live in Charlotte.
It makes it more enticing because you're like, first of all, do I want to spend money to go and see a bad football team? Not really. Unless that's what I'm saying. I hate to put it that way, but not really. You go out there knowing that your team's going to give full effort. That's why some of these schools can't worry about, why is our attendance down? Well, maybe your team just isn't that great. You don't want to spend the money.
Okay, I went to 2 smaller schools. I totally agree. You don't want to go and watch them get.
And see, with the video, at least you're still showing support for them. And if you see that they're starting to have a little bit of success, maybe that will drive you to go out to the game more. I don't really see any cons against it, but but of course that's from a media standpoint. There really is no cons against it.
A little bit too, and this is a little bit different point, but I think high school needs to do some things to speed up the game, and they're doing a little something different with the play clock, right, Terry? They're gonna spot. I do think because teams are throwing the ball so much more. Mm-hmm. What used to be a 2-hour game is now a 3-hour and 10-minute game. I think if you speed up the game a little bit more, I think that would help you. What do you think about that?
Well, my whole deal and stuff like that, we've seen the NFL try that, and that has not slowed their game down.
No.
I mean, I'm sorry to tell you this. I don't care what you come in with new techniques unless you're just going to have a new clock stoppage,
right?
Or whatever.
Go soccer style.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the only way you can do it for it to be legit. Yeah. But I mean, we tried to do the NFL like that, and the games continue to get a little bit longer.
Because as our attention spans shrink because of these stupid things.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You have to do something to try to, like Major League Baseball, going to the pitch clock and things, football.
I have so many rules another game that we can and say that they tried to slow it down so many trips to the mound. Well, that's not helped.
My number one rule to making baseball faster: 3 balls.
That would make the pitchers give in a little bit more.
3 balls, because you're going to have to throw strikes. It's going to increase offense.
Yeah,
and
I think 3 balls and maybe a foul ball.
You're not sitting here watching some dude just take pitches trying to get. We're not watching Mike Trout talk about how great he is because he's watching pitches. Like that's insane to me that we're going to sit here and just stare at balls all day.
But the whole deal and the whole stuff like that is, if you think of that going to 3 that, think of what the final score when they went over in London and played. Final score would have been 25-24.
And maybe more people would watch.
I don't know.
We got to take a break. Speaking of the baseball, they're on pace to break the home run record by 700 home runs this year. Not by 50, and they said it last year, but there's no steroids now. All right, JP, we'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-host Chris Jansen, who gives us a sneak peek into some brand new music.
It may be one of the biggest global things yet, so when it comes time to have it out, I want you to be the first person to know.
That's Chris Jansen this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown USA, Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
How would you like to win a $500 shopping spree from one of our local area merchants? Sure you would, and you can. All you have to do is register at one of our participating sponsors, including Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, Eddie's Auto Parts on East Main Street in Lincoln, Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell, Basic Finance on Highway 74 East in Shelby, West End Sales Highway 18 North in Vale, at Pro Wellness Chiropractic on North Generals Boulevard in Lincoln, at LPD Farms on Highway 18 in Bellwood, and at Trackside Trader in downtown Kings Mountain. The drawing will be held on Friday, August 30th. Register to win a $500 area merchant shopping spree. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper and KTC Broadcasting.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
Check out the monthly specials at the Cherryville Country Club. Open to the public with no reservations required. It's prime rib the first Friday of each month. Crab legs on the second Thursday and Friday of each month. It's steak and wine on the third Thursday and Friday of each month with fresh hand-cut steaks. And it's fish camp night the fourth Thursday and Friday of each month. And don't forget about their Sunday buffet from 11 to 2. Plus the Chicken on the Run bucket on Sundays, 8 pieces of chicken, 2 sides, and rolls for $14.50. The Cherryville Golf and Country Club on the Roy Acre Road in Cherryville. For a good night's sleep, head to Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Visit their showroom featuring Sealy and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. From Twin to Twin XL, from Full to Queen, and from King to California King. There's one that will help you feel completely rested when the sun comes up tomorrow morning. Ask about special summer sale-down pricing now. Relax and rest comfortable tonight with a new Sealy or Tempur-Pedic mattress from Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hendrickappliance.com.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. You'll have to forgive me. My phone text tone is going off, so if you hear Darth Vader breathing, do not be alarmed.
Copyright notices because you're in there getting phone calls. I think so. Welcome back to Saturday Sports Talk. Kevin Hastings, Tom Sinafani, Terry Reinhart, Hunter Yancey. We're busy stuffing our faces with Mitchem's Kitchen Breakfast. Hunter and I had chicken, egg, and cheese. How's your biscuit this morning, Hunter?
Very good.
JP, what you eating today? JP, are you eating today? Kenny, where'd he go?
JP is indisposed.
JP, can you hear us in there? What you eating?
Oh, I had a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit this morning.
Did anybody see what Terry had? Was it bologna?
He always eats liver mush.
Liver mush.
Liver mush and
probably
bologna.
liver mush and bologna on the bun. That's usually what he has.
Wrong. He said wrong. He had
Wrong. What
he
did
has
you
a
get?
different
What'd you get?
He had a vegan wrap.
You know
this
what I
morning,
did
Tom.
today? I took
He had a vegan wrap. He went up to Asheville before he come into work.
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Terry
Good
goes,
old classic.
Terry goes with the classic.
God, Jerry, you about to lose your chair.
We about went viral on YouTube. Terry about hit the ground just now.
Nobby hits the ground.
There he
you
hits
go.
the ground. Time for a little baseball action. Today, Reds are in Cincinnati at 7 o'clock tonight on WHS and WLON in Lincoln. And Shelby, Terry, your Royals.
Reds and Braves tonight. Is that what you meant to say?
Is that what you meant?
What did I say?
You said
Reds.
Reds are in Cincinnati.
Right. That's where they're located.
Yeah, we know. We know that.
They're in Atlanta tonight.
We're covering. I was about to say we're covering the Reds now.
The Cincinnati Reds are in Atlanta tonight.
We ought to get down there. I wonder if Bauer's pitching for the Reds tonight. Probably not enough time since his last start. That'd be good to go down
Terry,
there and see.
don't look now, but your Royals are within catching distance of third place.
Is that a word? Catching distance?
I don't know.
Striking distance.
We
what I
did
thought.
better than Chicago and Detroit this week.
Yes, y'all.
They are 3-7 this week.
And we beat both of them.
2-8. They've not been. They started playing well after the All-Star break, but some of these races, I'm looking there, and Atlanta's got a 7-game lead. That might be. You might have more updated than me, Kevin. 6. St. Louis still got a half-game lead on the Cubs.
Yeah, baby.
Half-game lead on the Cubs. That division is
it's over.
Neck and neck. No, St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee.
Nobody wants to pull away.
We got the battle of the Rust Belt there. St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee, all there. You know,
Well,
Cincinnati not completely out of it. They're only 7.5 back.
The Reds and Pirates have the Pirates have fell off a bread truck lately, or whatever truck.
Yeah, they're
on.
1-9 in their
they've
last
been
10.
Awful.
Yeah. Any Pittsburgh team that does poorly does make me happy. But Hunter's been talking about he's on Houston's bandwagon, 70 wins, first team in the American League to 70 wins. But I don't know, Hunter. I was thinking the Dodgers might have something to say about that. 72 wins.
The Dodgers are good.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are good. The Dodgers, to me, though, because I paid attention to the trade deadline really hard because I was expecting Atlanta to make a few moves, which they did, but none of them I was really sold on.
You said you wanted a San Francisco pitcher, and you got it.
Oh,
the wrong one! You sat here all last week talking about he wanted a San Francisco pitcher, didn't he, Terry? He got exactly what he asked
because San Francisco decided, wait a minute. Maybe
we got a chance.
Maybe we ought to keep Madison Bumgarner.
We got a chance at the wild card.
Maybe we ought to keep Bumgarner.
They're 3.5 games out of the wild card of the Giants.
Your dang manager's retiring at the end of the year. Just clean house. Bring him back to the East Coast where he deserves to be.
And if you think they're really bad, the Giants have jumped from last to second.
Yeah.
In that division.
Wild card standings. This is where it gets fun. Indians are up 2 games over the Rays. Rays are a half a game over the A's. Then 4 games back is Boston. 7 back is Texas and the Angels.
Starting to expand a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like the one game play-in, though. I mean, I know it makes for an excited game.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
But so you got to do the
life.
one. So then you burn your ace because
Yeah.
hey, if you don't win, you can't get there. You got to throw your ace. You can't say, I'm gonna throw my third guy and save my ace.
But you might have to throw your ace on the last game of the season just to have a chance.
Yeah, so you might. You know what? That's an excellent point. I mean, it really.
I mean, think about it. The Cubs got screwed last year having to play an extra game over everybody, and then the one game
playing games and the one-run things
and stuff.
How do you sit in the meeting and be like, Tom, if we're going to figure out who's the best between these two baseball teams, we should play 162 games. 162 games. Now, after that, if they tie, because, 162 wasn't enough to figure it out, which is better, if they tie, I think one game should suffice to decide who's the better team.
It's tough.
Like, they'll play 20 games in the regular season. Why are we even playing one? We've already played each other.
If
they should be head-to-head.
Yeah,
They
if
should
they're
be-
tied,
I agree.
I beat
Head-to-head.
y'all 10 out of 8.
Head-to-head.
Y'all beat me 5 times. I beat y'all 10 times. We go to the playoffs.
Yes,
Instead of
absolutely.
one, you can't tell me honestly. someone say,
everything
this one
else
game-
looks at head-to-head.
Yeah.
And when they make decisions, college basketball, all they ever talk about is head-to-head matchups. Your wins against top 25 programs.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all they ever look at is head-to-head. If it comes down to, okay, they got the same record, all right, we can't really decide between the two of them. Well, it comes down to head-to-head matchups. If they
It
play
baffles
each other,
me.
yeah.
It just baffles me. So, looking at the standings in the American League, there's 4 teams outside the wild card within 7 games. In the National League, there's 7 teams outside the wild card, 8 teams within 7.5. Only 2 teams, Pirates and Marlins, you could probably technically say are out. The teams that are 6 and 7, you're probably close to done. But Terry, we look at this every year. Any 8-9 game win streak, you're back in first place.
Who was it a few years back that either Boston was they 14 games back or was the Yankees when they
came
got
back
to
and
August?
won it?
Yeah,
Not sure.
Yeah, it was one or the other.
A couple years ago, Cleveland
yeah.
won like 18 in a row.
I don't watch baseball above the Mason-Dixon line, so I can't tell you about
It
Same
can happen.
New York or Boston baseball.
So don't ever count them out.
So right now the Indians and Rays are in the playoffs.
I could tell you right now, as we're sitting in here, if Kansas City would not lose another game rest of the season, they'd be in the playoff.
But that's not going to happen.
Well,
high hopes.
there's always that thought.
That's a lot of high hopes.
Listen, the Cardinals won a World Series with 79 losses, Terry, I think. So you got 8 more to go before y'all can.
You got to get hot at the right.
You got to get hot, Terry.
We could be 92 and 71 when
and
this
just
thing's over.
and Terry, just to tell you, they're 27 games back.
If we would win the rest
only
of them,
23 out of the
we
wild
would
card.
be in.
23
Silver
out of
lining,
the wild
only
card.
23 out of the wild card.
Keep that energy.
I think the
energy.
most intriguing match. The most intriguing divisions right now are going to be the Central in both the American League with Minnesota and Cleveland, St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee. That's going to be fun to watch down the stretch. I don't know. Like last time I was here, I think Cleveland was, or last time we talked about, it, they were about 7 or 8 back. Now they're 3 back. Their schedule did get a little tougher now. No offense, Terry. Cleveland did have a lot of games against Kansas City
They did.
and Detroit.
That helped them out
and
a
then,
lot.
and then you had to play Houston, and they lost 2 out of 3. And they got a series of the Angels now, but it gets a little tougher for Cleveland. I saw that Minnesota lost to the Marlins the other night, so Marlins helped us out. But I think it's going to come down to the head-to-head matches between Cleveland and Minnesota. If it's that 2 or 3 game spread, then it's going to come down to head-to-head.
Looking at, we mentioned before we went to the break, the home runs this year they're on pace to break last year's record, which set the record last year, and they're on pace this year to beat it by 600 and something home runs.
Maybe are the balls juiced or the players juiced?
They're both.
Verlander swears at the ball.
Well, the ball has been scientifically proven that it's been changed. That is definitely one of the causes. One of the other things that we went through this whole steroid era and everything, Terry. But back in that time, y'all, they didn't really specify what was bad and what was good. Like they said, they didn't say what McGuire was taking was bad until after they found it in his locker. Whatever the android they found in his locker was not a banned substance at the time. So, at what point we're taking this powder or this one and this one? They're all taking everyone's taking something. So to say we're not taking.
It's just whether or not it's on the banned substance list.
Yeah.
It's taking something.
Everybody's taking something. So, but the one thing we haven't seen, with all these home runs, they're setting these home run records, and why I think it is just the ball more than anything, Tom, is that nobody's got 40 yet. Nobody's smelling 60. Nobody's smelling 70. So, but everybody is hitting 25. Everybody.
I would like to see the banned substance list just to look down it and see it. And I would like to see, because it was a few years ago in the Olympic, he was in the Olympics and he got caught for taking, they didn't really know whether to ban it or not, but I want to say the first word right. It's either, I think it's nitric, some people say nitric or nitric oxide. And what it does, it makes your veins open up a little bit more, get more oxygen, so you don't fatigue as fast. I take it when I go to the gym. It just makes you where you don't fatigue as fast.
Basically what the Lance Armstrong was
doing.
doing.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's part of the banned substance, but look, if they're not fatiguing and they still hitting the balls day after day after day, that could be something. I don't know, because it's not bad. I mean, you're just getting more. What's bad about allowing your body to get more oxygen so you don't fatigue? I don't know. To me, I don't necessarily know why we should say steroids are just bad. Other than the health side effects that comes along with it. If you're gonna take it, that's on you.
Right.
But bigger, faster, stronger. Isn't that what we've always
You're
wanted?
trying to do it the right way. Where do you draw the line of where I'm going to take creatine, or I'm going to take this powder, or I'm going to take this that says it's legal, but that's not cheating. But you taking another one, they say that is cheating, and there's such a fine line on this. And in baseball, we've always been worried about it because of the records and stuff, and then now they're obviously baseball's changed the ball.
And it's weird because we've been preaching all the time, or at least media and coaches, they love bigger, faster, stronger. That's what everybody wants it to be, is going bigger, faster, stronger. If that's the case, then pump them things up, baby. Let's juice them up.
Well, I talk. One of the guys I know played.
Because if everybody does it, then it's an even playing field.
I think as far as Major League Baseball, they have to sit back and think about what's the long-term effect. Not just you while you're playing my sport, but what causes something else to happen to you afterwards.
Okay, you hit a lot of home runs, but if you're dead when you're 55,
Yeah.
that's okay.
No, that's what I said. That's why I said that though. I was like, if you take it, then you obviously know what's going to happen to you later. The side effects to it. That's on you. You chose that.
Isn't concerned with the NFL players really after they're gone. Why would or should baseball be?
I think that's more along the lines of the NFL, how they take care of their players, just like along with when after they retire.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it is in other sports. I think the NBA takes pretty good care of their players.
How many times have you ever been on and watching a commercial and the terms of what they say going to happen to you if you take this
are worse than
is way worse because it takes them 3 minutes to say it.
And they've always put it in bold text because nobody wants to see that stuff in big text. No, and he says it super fast because he's like, look, I don't want you really to hear this, but this is the risk that you're going to run when you take this product. But but see, that's where I'm like, well, I don't know if you should make it illegal because half that stuff should be a deterrent from you taking it anyways. But if you're ballsy enough to take it, I mean, go ahead. If you know what's going to happen, prove it.
McGuire tried to make the point, Terry, that he still had to hit the baseball, and that's the hardest thing to do.
That is the hardest thing to do.
For example, he was better in Canseco, and Canseco probably took way more roids than he, just straight up anabolic steroids. So that's kind of his point, is that no matter what, I'm hitting the baseball. And for someone who saw him hit a baseball in person, McGuire's reason was, and he was a weightlifter, so he's rebuilding his muscles and stuff. He's trying to stay on the field. McGuire wasn't doing it to get big. Dude was already big. He hit 49 home runs his rookie season. I want everybody to back up that. He was drafted as a pitcher, Tommy, and he hit 49 home runs his rookie
86
season.
86
So before any of the roids and all that started going off, he hit more home runs than Bonds hit in his whole life, except for 1 year, his rookie season. He was a home run hitter to begin with. This whole steroids thing took Bonds from a doubles hitter and home run hitters. If you're hitting the ball at, say the average is 400 center field, you're hitting it 410, 420. You add 20 extra feet, you're going to hit about 15, 20 more home runs maybe. McGuire's already hitting it 400 feet. It's a matter of where his went, 550 feet.
And let's not act like steroids would only benefit the offensive
the
side
pitchers.
of the
That's
ball.
why Roger
Let me tell you
Clemens
something.
isn't
Them
in it.
boys are going to be chucking heat. You think they're throwing fast now? Wait till you see a 112 mile per hour pitch, and there's no guarantee that you're hitting
Doesn't that
that
make
thing.
you think they are doing something completely different, either with the ball or with some type of performance-enhancing drugs, with as many 100-mile-per-hour fastball pitchers as we have now? Because remember, that was the thing. People were like, well, the pitchers are using them too, like Clemens. So there's got to be something going on with that. Everybody's throwing 100 now.
Well, the
Cardinals
problem I
haven't had a
have-
100-mile-per-hour pitcher till the last 5 years, and they've had like 3 or 4.
The problem I have is what you talked about just a while ago. It's not a guy hitting. I mean, if you got a 40 home run hitter, then he ought to be hitting 60 or 65. He's not gaining any. It's the guys that's down here that are less than him that's only hit 5 or 6 and all of a sudden is hitting 25.
Right.
And to me, there's where the difference comes in, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
What has made that difference that these guys are hitting some, and the big guy who hits them all the time is not hitting more?
See, I think they scientifically figured this out like the golfers did. You can only hit a golf ball so far. With certain clubs and certain irons and certain spin, you can only hit it so far. And what do we keep hearing? Spin rate, exit velocity, launch angle. They figured out, Terry, that you can hit a ball a certain amount of feet. Like, say, I was a warning track hitter, doubles hitter. If I had 20 pounds of muscle on me all of a sudden and a ball that flies higher, all of a sudden I'm a doubles home run hitter. And that's what you're kind of talking about there.
Yeah, and I think it's the ball, right?
Right.
If it would come back to me, I would say it's got to be the ball. This guy who hits in his 300-foot fence and he hits at 297, all of a sudden now it's hitting at 302.
Right. Now, see, I could see that, but as well, you know how you just said you've got these guys that might be hitting only 6 home runs a year and it jumps up to maybe 20, and then the home run hitters aren't going much more. Well, maybe the guy that's hitting a whole lot of home runs is one of those home runs or strikeout guys. It's either going out of here or he's just striking out. And the other guy guys are more contact hitters, and they just make more contact with the ball, and that gives them more opportunities to hit the home run. See, that's where there's so many variables, because at the end of the day, it does still come back to, can you hit this baseball?
For example, Mike Trout has never hit 40 homers and 100 RBIs in his career in one season. This year, he's on pace. He's really close to it. He's on pace to do it. He's never done it before.
Do you think they made the switch up to make Mike Trout look more, make him look better?
If you take all the steroids out of the game and all the weightlifting and everything, now all of a sudden runs are down. And everyone knows runs and scoring is more exciting for the fans. All of a sudden, why would it not be in baseball?
To certain fans, I still like seeing great pitchers. I love great pitchers.
So I mean, but then in the actuality, we've only got 7 players over 30 home runs right now. So we'll see where it ends up and how it goes. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Two of them in the National League are tied with 36.
It's just weird to me that you'll throw dirt or whatever you want to on some of these older players and the things they did, and we're out here doing the same stuff, just a different.
I want to see at the end of the season, and us go back and look at the leaders, and us find a guy who did not hit many or has not hit many that's up there in the top. And then I want to look at his figure from last year to this year and see if he gained weight, if he gained more muscle. I mean, or if he's still the same guy.
So you basically, you're trying for us to look for a guy that's, you're talking home runs. He's hit a decent amount of home runs that you don't think was there last year.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he jumped up.
Yeah, I mean, that would be good. See what the difference is, and maybe look, maybe if they have if they have what he was listed at last year. I mean, hey, call us in. Let me tell you something. Tell me what you're doing, because we just want the world to know.
All right, Braves play tonight at 7 against Cincinnati. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Cincinnati.
Make up for that loss we took.
And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, guys, they take on the Minnesota Twins.
So they can help us out.
They can help.
So I'll be a Braves fan for a couple.
Don't worry, Kansas City swept them.
The tribes will be working together, pulling for the Twins.
Now we're sending a better team out of the Central.
Were you happy on the Puig trade? Were you happy for the Puig trade?
Well, they needed some bats. All right, that's what they did. They basically said, we got enough arms, we need some bats. They brought back Danny Salazar to pitch, and that might have been like part of the equation. Salazar hadn't pitched since 2017, and then they brought him up, and he used to have that 95, 96 miles an hour. He said his fastball's at 87. They sent him back down. He's trying to be a junk pitcher now. That's what some kind of guys do. I hate that he's not back to where he needs to be, but they still have enough arms. They needed some bats, so they got two bats. They got two guys that are now starting. So they helped out with their lacking in offense. I hate to see Bauer go, because I just like Bauer. My brother got mad because he took us to salary arbitration, but I'm like, Danny, my brother Danny, I was like, that's what players do. They try to get as much money as they can. We're a capitalist society. That's the way it works. But Cincinnati thinks they can compete next year, Hunter, and that's why they did it. I can't remember which guy's not under contract.
Offensively, they got a good offense.
There's basically one of them. I can't remember which one's. One's contract's up at the end of the season, so he's a rent-a-bat. Like last year, the guy playing for the Braves now, Donaldson was.
That's how he is this year.
Yeah, you get your rent-a-bat and see if you can make a push, because it is so competitive there. But we'll see how it pans out. If they can score a few more runs and get in there. They played Houston, your team, and Houston beat them up pretty good. Cleveland did win, one, but you've got to get to where you can beat Detroit, you can beat, Kansas City, but you need to get to where you can beat Houston, and they're not going to be able to beat Houston and the
Braves
Yankees
can't beat Kansas City.
We can't beat Kansas City, but I'll say this. You alluded to me just thinking Houston's going to be the best team. I have thought they were going to make it there. I thought they were going to make it there since we first started the baseball season. Who comes out of the National League, I don't know. I think it's between the Dodgers and the Braves.
Cardinals, sorry.
Maybe. We'll see. That division's so tight now. But I just think now Houston has 3 pitchers that could open up a series 1, 2, and 3 and win 3 straight games.
Yeah, and I can score.
I want to talk about this story before we get out of here, Tom. You don't even have to be a baseball player to get a major league contract.
I hated this because I watched the video So, and he was, of course, in one of those pitch things,
Right.
And guess your speed. He was crow hopping into these throws, and he was hitting 96. He was hitting 96 on a crow hop. Can you hit 96 coming out the stretch?
Listen.
No, I don't think so.
Can you hit 96 period in a car?
I will say.
Can your Toyota go 96?
I will say this. Going back to the trade, Reyes has hit 27 home runs.
Yeah.
So, and I can't. It's kind of funny because he's still listed under National League leaders, even though he plays for Cleveland with 27 home runs. So, obviously, when people say pitching wins, and I know all that, but I'm telling you, if you can't hit, you have a hard time winning in
Major League Baseball trying to make it where offense wins.
Yeah.
The two best outfielders I ever saw, Barry Bonds and King Griffey Jr., in 30-something combined years, have a grand total of 0 championships.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
You can give me all the outfielders you want. You can give me 3 Mike Trouts out there. I'll take one Yadier Molina and a good pitcher, and we'll go.
Trout has 35 home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't realize he'd hit that many. But
Yeah,
he's leading 30. What's that?
36.
36 now. He's hitting another one.
Yelich has got they're tied for the lead. All right, American Legion Baseball World Series. We got to go to a break real quick. We're going to talk about this next week, big time. The games start the 15th. Game 1 is at 10 o'clock, Southeast versus Great Lakes. Now, folks, North Carolina is no longer, whoever did the geography in this, is no longer in the Southeast.
We're Yankees now.
What?
We're Yankees now.
North Carolina is now, Hunter, in the Mid-Atlantic. Wait a minute. It gets even better than that. You know where they drew the line?
Columbia?
Between South Carolina and North Carolina.
That's idiots.
They split.
They legit split North and South
Carolina.
Imagine that.
For the regions. Maybe it worked out that way, the number of teams. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It may be that some of the other states don't have Legion programs.
That's probably more reason than anything. But still, when you any type of geography lesson that includes splitting North and South Carolina up is
Hey, they split it back in 17 whatever.
Yeah.
So
well, we were talking about this. Speaking of splitting last night.
We were all in the South.
I was at
Virginia.
Yeah, I was at the Panthers game or practice last night, and they were talking about the old North Carolina, South Carolina one thing, and some North Carolina folks made the point. Well, if we're gonna put a roof on this joker, I don't think we're the only ones that need to taxpayers need to pay for it. And in fact, if they are going to do improvements, and what I think, Terry, being a Cowboys fan, Jerry Jones paid for his old stadium. Every single bit of that came out of his pocket.
Come on, Tepper.
Why can't the billionaire hedge fund manager put a roof on it by himself? We're not asking him to build a single seat.
I agree. Yeah.
We're not asking him to put anything else. But he can put some of his money, if he wants a roof, to put the roof on it with his money, not the taxpayers. Tom, a Cleveland Browns fan, should not be paying taxpayer money for that.
Kevin, you might become a millionaire by working hard and being smart.
Right.
But you become a billionaire by doing stuff like
Counting
that.
every bit of your
you
money.
become a billionaire like Jeff Bezos does. I don't pay taxes
Yeah.
and work people to death $15 an hour.
The richer you get, the less taxes you have to pay.
By the way, North and South Carolina split in, anyway, what year? 1712. So this is the first time the Carolinas have been split in going on.
And the American Legion did it.
American Legion did it. First time we've been split in 307 years, guys.
Shoo.
Fact of the day.
All right, guys, we got to take a break. We'll come back. More football, a little basketball, a little golf, a little NASCAR, a little bit of everything. We'll be back in just a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join myself along with Captain Ron as we broadcast live during the Cleveland Community College Explore Cleveland Open House. It's this Tuesday, August 6th. We'll be there from 4 until 7 p.m. There will be free giveaways and free refreshments, and you can register to win a Fall 2019 scholarship. Visit the Campus Center and learn more about many program options, athletics, clubs, and organizations. Plus, check out information sessions on Explore Cleveland, Keys to Success, Getting Started, Program Spotlights, Career and Program Promise. Start your journey at Cleveland Community College this Tuesday, August 6th from 4 until 7 p.m. during the Explore Cleveland Open House. For more information, go to clevelandcc.edu. Hear that? That's a bunch of bull some unfortunate customer is receiving from another car dealership. It's something you don't get at Ronaldo Auto Mall in Shelby. Come see the No Bull Man, Mike Fowler, Dwight and his sales associates will put you in the vehicle of your choice with no bull. Just plain down home good deals. No bull at Renato Automall, home of Renato Honda, Renato Kia, and Renato Buick GMC. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com. The North Carolina American Legion 7th Inning Stretch Festival will be Saturday, August 10th in Uptown Shelby with Nashville recording star Martina McBride.
Well, she seemed alright by dawn's early light, though she looked a little worried and weak.
There will be a kids zone, jugglers, cartoon characters, a cornhole tournament. The 208th Army Band will be there, all free. That's right, all free. Bring your chair or blanket and enjoy the show, food, and fun for the kids and the kid in you.
I used to live in a darkened room, had a face of stone.
The North Carolina American Legion 7th Inning Stretch Festival featuring Martina McBride, Saturday, August 10th at Uptown Shelby. For more information, go to 7thinningstretch.cc. Designated as the Summer Festival in North Carolina by MSN.com. Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay zero money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, 0 money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain.
Some people don't know what a credit union is. It's not a secret club. In fact, the only secret about a credit union is that it's better than a bank. Carolina Federal Credit Union offers the area's best rates, lower fees, and better service.
I'm not just a number, I'm a member.
My credit union helped me get financially fit.
Our credit union helps our family out every day.
My credit union.
My credit union.
My credit union
is
Carolina Federal Credit Union.
Contact Carolina Federal Credit Union today and learn the secret firsthand.
Carpenter Porter Funeral and Cremation Services in Cherryville is there for you in your time of need. They're a progressive and comprehensive funeral service provider, promoting the highest ethical and professional standards while maintaining cost-effective service. Funeral directors John Porter, Scott, and Hannah Garrett are there to help you and give you guidance during one of life's most difficult times. For more information, call 704-435-6711. Located at 1100 East Main Street in Cherryville and online at carpentersfuneralhome.net, a member of the National Funeral Directors Association.
Is it time for a new roof for your home or business? If so, call Creason Roofing of Cherryville. Creason Roofing in Cherryville will meet or beat any competitor's pricing on a new roof. That's one of the reasons why they have been serving our area for over 40 years. Steve Creason, along with his wife, son, and daughter, all work together as a family and a team. They take pride in their work and reputation. Just call 704-435-1791 or visit the website at CreasonRoofingLLC.com. Like them on Facebook too. That's Creason Roofing of Cherryville.
This summer, stay twice at Red Roof Inn and earn a $25 gift card with Ready Rewards. Yes, you can become a Ready Rewards member. Just register to be enrolled in the promotion through your Ready Rewards account under the promotion tab. And once you register, a guest who stays at any Red Roof Inn, Red Roof Plus, Red Collection, or Hometown Studios by Red Roof, 2 separate times from the beginning of June through the end of August will receive 6,500 points. That's enough for a $25 gift card. Offer valid June 1st through August 31st, 2019. Guests must be Ready Reward members and must be registered before checkout in order for the stay to count towards the promotion. Third-party bookings are not eligible. Must book at 1-800-RED-ROOF or www.redroof.com. Only stays occurring after the member's registration date in the Stay 2 promotion apply. So again, this summer stay twice at Red Roof Inn and earn a $25 gift card with Ready Rewards from Red Roof Inn.
With a roster full of young superstars, the sky's the limit for the 2019 Atlanta Braves, and we'll bring you every huge moment.
Fly ball to deep left center field. At the track, looking up, it's out of here!
Atlanta Braves baseball, back again on the Boston Carolina Country. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Wednesday morning from 11 to 12 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Golf Shop Radio, Wednesday mornings at 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM. Online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Brought to you by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet in Clover, South Carolina.
Check out the new rates at the Crowders Mountain Golf Course, voted Gaston County's #1 golf course. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $28. After 1 p.m., just $25. Seniors 55 and older play and ride for $25 Monday through Friday, and Monday is Ladies' Day. Play and ride for only $18. And on weekends and holidays, play and ride for only $38. After 11 a.m. for $33. Crowders Mountain Golf Course. For your tee time, call 704-734-0383.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
And welcome back to Sandy Moore Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I listen to yoga.
Did you say you was doing some yoga?
I'll send it to y'all guys.
Y'all guys. I thought you said, time for some yoga.
Why would I do yoga at the radio station?
Because it's healthy. Why wouldn't you do yoga?
Can I lead this discussion with
Go
something
right
here?
ahead.
What you got?
Cowboys, quoting from the Observer here, Ezekiel Elliott's contract holdout doesn't have Jerry Jones concerned.
It does not.
Elliott has missed 5 camp practices. Jones says he's ready for the long holdout. Terry, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the whole deal behind it is we're not, like any Cowboy fan said, we're not giving up our ranch for Elliott. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, do we need him? Yes. I'm never going to say that.
You just said it.
I know, but I'm just saying we need the guy, but we're not giving up our whole franchise down there of losing a lot of key pieces that we've got to try to keep him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same thing with Dak, but now we know that your quarterback's going to get paid, so he's going to get the most out of anything.
Jerry Jones got more money than brains. Why not just pay the guy, Terry?
Well, you don't have the money.
Well, I
You
mean,
cannot
there is
do that
such
in
thing as a
NFL.
salary cap.
Yeah.
He can't just pull it out of his pocket as much as he would like
Where
to.
are they? Where are they as far? That's what I don't know.
Honestly, the NFL needs.
Is he just being cheap, or is it a salary cap?
No, they
He's
won't.
not being cheap.
It's kind of complicated altogether. The NFL players, if I was them, if they could smart, if they would hold out 1 year, I mean,
I think they
need
said
guaranteed
the
contracts.
NFL had sent NFLPA had sent out an email last year said if not this year, next year, be prepared for a work stoppage because they're going to try and I guess work for the players and contracts.
Listen, the NFL makes more money than anybody, so why?
I don't blame them.
If you were them,
I
wouldn't you be
blame
fighting for we don't need a salary cap anymore?
I would not blame them.
Let's look at real quick. So here's what's going on with Zeke. He's getting about $3 million a year, Tom.
He's worth more than that.
On average. He's definitely worth more than that. But here's the thing about when you say you don't want to pay him, well, you didn't draft Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Amari Cooper, DeMarcus Lawrence, Travis Frederick, Tyron Crawford, Lel Collins, Robert Quinn, Byron Jones, Sean Lee. You didn't draft a single one of those guys 4th overall. It's hard for Jerry and them to make the point that we're not going to break the bank with Zeke. We're not going to pay Zeke. We're not going to make him the highest paid back in the league when you drafted him 4th. It's not like you drafted him 15th, 20th. Yeah, we can kind of BS with you a little bit. You picked him 4th saying, that's our best player. That's who we need to go with. So Todd Gurley's getting $15 million. Melvin Gordon said $10 million is an insult, and that's what the Chargers are offering him right now. So
$10 million is an insult.
And his agent is saying, I want to trade.
So if you look at a running back, so the way they screw him into the ground is that you got 4 years on a rookie contract, then you can be franchised for 2 years. So you got 6 years, and that's after the 3 years in college. So there's 9 years of being a running back and being heavily, heavily underpaid. So these guys, I agree with Terry on the point that you're under contract, you should play under that, but I don't agree on the rookies because the rookies have no way of arguing or negotiating how much they can get paid. So let's say Zeke's making $3 million this year. I'm going to name everybody on the Cowboys. Is this Jason Witten's getting $4.2 million?
That's a joke.
He's a veteran. I'm sorry.
But you don't get
What is he on a 1 year?
Hey,
4.2
He brings
this year.
too much back
I'm not
into
saying,
the locker
Terry,
room.
He sells a lot of jerseys
Terry,
too.
I'm not saying
Sells
for
a lot of
one
jerseys.
second that Jason Witten shouldn't be paid $4.2 million. I'm saying that Zeke should be paid more than Jason Witten. Zeke should be paid more than Randall Cobb, who's getting paid more than Witten. The slot receiver is getting more than Jason Witten and Zeke and the quarterback. He's never caught a single pass for the Dallas Cowboys, and he's still getting more than them. Sean Lee's getting more. Byron Jones, Robert Quinn, like I said, Lel Collins, Tyrone Crawford, Travis Frederick, DeMarcus Lawrence, Amari Cooper, Zach Martin, and Tyron Smith. The whole offensive line is getting paid more than the quarterback and the running back. It's not even close right
The
now.
whole offensive line should get paid. Without them guys, Zeke gets nothing.
So where are they on the salary cap?
Well, then
situation?
that makes
They're
a great
fine,
point.
Sam.
Oh, okay.
That makes a great point that you said that, Terry, though. Without that offensive line, you don't think Zeke is as productive. Well, if that's the case, let him walk. Let him
Why would you
walk.
draft him fourth? That's my point of the thing.
Well,
Why
no,
draft
I
him
can-
fourth if you're not
I
gonna pay him?
agree
When
with
you draft
that.
him fourth, you think in 5 years I got to pay this.
No, I agree with that because when it first happened, I said, why did you take Zeke at 4? Why did you take him at 4?
You know what happens is when you sit back and you think about when it comes Christmas time and the quarterback and the running back are giving them offensive linemen a good piece of merchandise.
Well, it's going to be the
for their
opposite this year.
Christmas.
The linemen are getting paid a combined 29, 40, 48 million. That's 4 of the 5 linemen are getting 48 million, and the quarterback and running back's getting 3.
Yeah, but without us, they do nothing.
They got to buy Zeke. They got to buy Zeke the presents.
Any sport, and that's the reason when we get in here for high school football, and I'll tell the coach, tell me your offensive line, because them guys never get no credit unless they make a mistake. Then their name's pronounced.
That is the only time that it's ever
From a quarterback's
posted
point of view,
anywhere.
I will say that I've told linemen that you've got one job, is to get in the way for 3 seconds. I don't care if you push somebody over. I don't care if you whip them. All I want you to do is get in the way for 3 seconds, and that's all I need you to do. But some of them can't. But
There's a little more technique to it than that. Just
get in the way, Tom, for 3
It's
seconds.
a little more.
If you're in the way, I can run by you.
By that standard, any of us sitting here could play offensive line.
And the worst part about it, dude, when you think about that and you talk about these guys, how much time do you play a game? We have a whole 4 quarters that we're going to play here, and you're liable to play 5 or 6 minutes.
All right, so Jerry Jones said, and he was right with what he said, but he didn't look in the mirror when he said it, kind of. He said you don't need a leading rusher to win the Super Bowl, which is 100% correct. Only 4 times in 53 years has the NFL leading rusher won the Super Bowl.
He's definitely
And
not.
it's only 2 people that did it.
But
Emmitt Smith did it 3 times, and Terrell Davis did it once. That's one thing, Terry, real quick, Tom. When people start talking about Emmitt and Barry and all them, that's one stat you can throw out at any of them. There's only one running back, or there's only 2 running backs that's ever done it. Emmitt did it 3 times.
Yeah, but that's not something that would bring me to the negotiation table. That would just tick me off. Him saying things like that going public.
Oh, you're talking about Jerry?
Basically, it's
Yeah.
saying, screw you. We don't really need you.
But why'd they pick him 4th? That's what I don't get. This whole thing is about, we're not going to pay him money. He's not the fixture of our team. But you picked him 4th. You don't pick somebody 4th saying, well, you know what, in 2 years when they want money, we're going to get rid of him.
They could trade him to somebody who's willing to pay
I mean,
him
they
to get
could
something.
trade him probably
Okay.
for another
So let's do
first
some
top
math.
10,
Let's-
15 pick. It don't matter.
Let's do some math on the trades real quick. So, let me back up. Jerry Jones, like I said, Emmitt, all 3 Super Bowls that Jerry won, folks, Emmitt Smith was the leading rusher in the NFL. So, for Jerry to say you don't need a leading rusher is right. Other teams don't, but his team did. His team needed one every time.
Jerry Jones has not really been able to win in Dallas. That tells you about Jerry
The
Jones.
3 division
Tells you all you need to
titles,
know.
the 3 division titles that they've won since 2010, all 3 years, the running back won the rushing title. So the six successful seasons that Jerry Jones has had in his 30 years, every single one of them, the running back, led the league in rushing.
The more he's gotten his hands involved in that team, the worse it's gotten.
Well, I think his worst part right now is he's trying to satisfy Dak and satisfy Elliott.
I think
then you have to
which
sit
one would
back
you
and say
get more-
which one are you going to
Which
pull
one do
out
you get
of.
more of your turn is real quick on the money? Zeke wants 15. Dak wants 30. So I could pay Dak 30, Zeke 10. However, you got $40 million
Dak ain't
basically.
getting more than 26.
I
from
think
me.
between the two of them, they're going to get 40. So if you trade, let's say you trade Zeke, are you going to get back a pick higher than the 4th pick? Probably not. If you trade Dak, are you going to get a pick higher than the 4th round pick? So you could spend $15 million, keep Zeke. You can spend $30 million, keep Dak, or you could save the $30 million, give Zeke the 15, use that 15 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other players, and have first round picks.
Yeah, but if you do that, think of how many teams are struggling right now trying to find a quarterback that can even be stable enough to win. If you basically trade away Dak, you're saying, look, we're restarting all over again. We're restarting all over again. But if you trade Zeke, it's easier to fill that spot with Zeke, finding a capable running back, whether it is you don't even have to take a running back with the pick you get for him. You could get one in the 2nd, 3rd. What? Kamara went in the 4th. Alfred Morris, when he was good with the Redskins, went in the dang 6th round.
But you can also get a quarterback anywhere. Tom
But
Brady
you also bring
was drafted where? Joe Montana was drafted where?
We'll drop down here and we'll take Nick Foles and put him in behind that line for Dallas with Elliott in the backfield, and Dallas to me is as good or better.
Yeah.
Who's the number 2 quarterback for Dallas right now?
I don't know. Who's their backup running back? Well, let's tell you who their backup running
Well, I
back is.
mean, they had a backup a few years ago. Now he's the dang offensive coordinator.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore,
is the
offensive coordinator, who was a backup 2 years ago. For
All right,
him.
but real quick. So, Terry, I know I'm being silly here, but listen to this. Terry, $30 million. Let's say you got $40 million to give Zeke and Dak. Well, instead of giving Dak $25 million, you pay Zeke his $15. Then you got $25 million to spend. These are the type of players you get from just on Dallas's team for $25 million. Sean Lee, Byron Jones, and Robert Quinn, all 3 of them for $20 million.
Man, I hate to tell you this. Y'all got to cut your loss with Sean. I mean, make him a defensive coordinator.
He's only got one.
Okay.
He's only making $2 million.
Here's your number 2 quarterback listed, Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Cooper. That's what I thought.
Your 3rd is Mike White.
He's not bad.
Should I be embarrassed that I don't know if Cooper Rush or Mike White walked into this room?
I don't know who Cooper Rush is either.
So Terry,
people would never know him because they got a helmet on. And never see him without that helmet.
Let's say you trade Dak, Hunter,
Yeah.
but you're missing the point. I didn't finish up what I was about to say. If you trade Dak for all them draft picks, you don't have to pick quarterback. Use all them picks on defense. You still got Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
You still got your whole team. And you got $25 million there still.
No, just free agents.
For $10 million, you could have Tony Romo back.
We got to get off this narrative. He's making more in that booth.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Romo's getting $10 million right now.
Yeah.
You've got 25 sitting there to give Dak. You could give Romo 10 or to 15, and then you could sign 3 Pro Bowlers still with the money you're going to give Dak.
If you traded Dak away and you had that much money, would you try and acquire Teddy Bridgewater back up from the Saints?
Sure.
All he's doing is sitting there. I mean, he won games with Minnesota.
I'm doing my Madden general manager mode is what I would do.
What should we do? Give Elliott his money.
And trade Dak immediately.
And once we trade Dak, then Cooper his money where he stays.
You would have to get a quarterback from somebody if you traded that, would you not?
But how good is Dak? Like we keep talking about, we got to get a quarterback. What's he doing that you can't get?
He's got to be
better. He's getting better, and I'm gonna tell you, he's getting better because he's understanding when he runs and when he cannot. And is that a bad thing? Yes, it is, because that can hurt you like Cam is down here in Charlotte. So
all right. So speaking of Charlotte, we'll get off Dallas for a second. Everybody's, we'll always talk about the Cowboys, but we had to do some Ezekiel.
Well, that's how I feel when I watch any of the major networks. The Cowboys are brought up 24/7.
He went to the Panthers,
right?
well, let me mention one more thing while you said that. You speaking, think of what Adrian Peterson could do if he was behind Dallas's offensive line.
At his age, he would do just as good, if not the same, as Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes.
He'd do the same exact thing, because at his age last year, he was still a 1,000-yard rusher. And we had a botched offensive line.
Sure did.
So the last night I went to Panthers Fan Fest, which is basically a practice at the Panthers Stadium, and they play music and let the players have a good time and people have a good time. And let's see. So got to see Will Greer throw the ball a little bit last night. Looked pretty good. Of course, you got to see Cam. My question was,
we have Cam right here. There's the picture of him right there.
My question was,
there it is, Kevin. What's your favorite picture?
Of the 32 NFL quarterbacks, Terry, how many quarterbacks during practice lead the fans in the dances and the waves?
Only Cam.
Is Dak doing that in practice?
No.
And I don't even like Dak that much. But, like, it's just so weird to see. You sit there watching practice, Tom, and so Cam will throw
Well, okay,
let's
not act like this man don't showboat a little bit.
Well,
Bake show.
But
Bake
Hunter,
show, baby.
He would throw a pass.
Yeah.
The other two, his backups would be throwing next. While they're throwing, he is standing behind them doing the stanky leg or whatever dances he's doing now.
It's all about watching him.
Then while
it's been like that ever since he got there.
During special teams practice, he's running around the edge of the field.
There you go.
Running the wave. Doing the wave. Now, has Tom Brady ever done the wave?
Yeah.
Has Drew
Nobody's
Brees?
watching what's happening on the field. They're watching him.
So we're watching the quarterback. Now, I'm not, even if this ain't even about Cam. This is the way I want to phrase this. The quarterback is out here running the wave. The leader of the team is out here not practicing. The other two guys are throwing passes to the wide receiver.
Oh, I think it's safe to say
well.
Cam Newton is not the leader of this team. It's Luke Kuechly's team. This is Luke Kuechly's football team.
So also,
Cam is just a face.
He broke open on a run, Hunter. It's non-tackle, so who knows when he could have actually got tackled. He runs 45 yards into the end zone and then slides into the end zone. Full out, full speed slide, and then did a snow angel in the end zone.
What if he blows his leg out?
This is in practice.
What if he was to roll over on a slide on that shoulder?
This is Kevin. Kevin, I'm gonna stick up for him. Hey, he's putting on a show for the fans.
Now look, I will say
He's
this.
putting on a show.
Cam Newton. I will never take away. I will never take away that Cam Newton is not an entertainer. He is an entertainer, but it doesn't translate to win.
If Kevin Hastings was the quarterback of the Panthers, he would be out there doing that.
Now, here's my question: Will Greer and what is it, Heineke? While Cam's doing his antics, okay, so you're a backup quarterback. We're all supposed to be doing our job. We're supposed to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. Do you look at the quarterback's coach or Ron Rivera and say, am I supposed to be helping Cam do the wave right now? Am I supposed to be doing the stanky leg too? I'm just trying to learn here, Coach. I'm the backup quarterback. I'm a rookie. I'm Will Greer.
What do I do?
My veteran here is doing the stanky leg and leading the wave. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing now? We didn't do that. We didn't cover this in film study. Please, someone tell me what.
We didn't do this at West Virginia.
What do the backup quarterbacks think, Terry? What would you think? I mean, honestly, what do you think if the guy in front of you is doing that?
Well, I know what I would think.
I think the family and kids are having a good time today. That's what I would say. What do you think, Terry?
No, I would probably be over there going, look at this, man. Is this how I get fan votes for me to stay here? If I do this, do they give me $20 million a year?
Well, if you're a backup, you say, do I work hard or do I learn how to do the stanky leg?
And
what do I do?
Cam,
I just want to know what the backup as a quarterback, because as a quarterback, only one guy plays.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, everybody plays. So you're sitting there thinking, what do I got to do to beat this guy to be better than him? And while I'm over here throwing passes and he's doing the wave, I don't know.
And I've seen this.
It's got to be hard for the backup.
I've seen this list you've got pulled up. We've got pulled up on the screen for those of you that can't see. We have a little screen in here. It's got the top quarterbacks in the league. Yeah, the top quarterbacks in the league that were voted on. And I saw where I think Cam Newton was 14th, maybe, as the 14th best quarterback. Well, this one's got him as 10th. That's a joke. I don't know where that is.
I've seen between 10 and 22. That's the highest one I've ever seen.
I've seen. I think the NFL top 100 that rating they do. He was like, I think he was 14th. He was 14th on the quarterback list, and I saw a lot of people online, Twitter and whatnot, were upset about it, saying,
Sporting News had Cam at 19th.
They were like, oh well, he's this in history and he's this in history, like 6th and 1st, and a lot of them were rushing statistics.
I was about to say, every stat that they show up historical for Cam always is
rushing,
combined or rushing. You always respond, now do passing.
How about this?
Yeah, but this is what I wanted to say to that is everybody gets all worked up when people say, oh, it's not that I don't think Cam Newton isn't talented. He's a talented athlete, but he does those statistics that you're showing me obviously have not translated to wins because out of the 8 seasons he's been here, he's only got 3 winning and 5 losing.
Right.
It hasn't translated to wins. So you want to keep harping on, oh, he's a great rusher. Well, last time I checked, pocket passers have been winning Super Bowls. Last time I checked, he got beat by a lame duck-armed pocket passer because with a great defense, a defense that was better than the defense that got them there.
We all know the defense is
and that's what I'm getting to is they might have a little bit success this year, but it's not going to be because of Cam Newton. They keep building that defensive side because they know what gets them there. And this is what my question is to you guys: would they not be have the same success this year or be less or more successful if they just started Will Grier this year? With the defense that they have, would they not have the same success they're going to have with a off-shoulder surgery Cam Newton who is inaccurate at throwing the ball already, with the little offense they run with Christian McCaffrey? Would they not have the same success or better or worse just by putting Will Grier up there?
So you're gonna tell me you're gonna draft Will Grier and you're gonna start him over Newton, who has been there for years
and has a losing record.
But you're just gonna throw a rookie in there and put him up right now. You're gonna start. How about you, Terry? You're gonna start Will Grier.
I mean, why wouldn't you
do that?
You're not gonna do
No,
that.
you're not
gonna do
But
that.
here's my deal with it. No more than the passes that Cam made last year to McCaffrey that they already saying that he needs to touch the ball even more than 336 times.
But that's what
McCaffrey's not
I'm
gonna
saying.
last much longer.
But that's what I'm saying with the
He's gonna be holding out in 2
offense.
years,
But that's what
yeah.
I'm saying though. With the offense they have set up, Will Grier could go in this offense and throw a little 5-yard swing pass and be just as successful.
I think a better pattern is how many more years does Newton have on it? Okay.
This year and next year.
Well, maybe you bring him along a little bit. You do like an Andrew Luck type thing. Of course, he doesn't exactly have
Cam
the best
sprains his
mentor.
ankle. What'd they do to
But
Romo?
you-
He got
you-
hurt in a whatever second game, whatever, and he's done. Like this could happen immediately.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
at some point, what Hunter's asking is that there's a fine line between do you pay the quarterback $30 million who's not working on his accuracy
And he's not winning.
He's not winning.
He's not winning.
The 3 years they did win, they had a top 10 defense.
And that's what
The
they're
only
trying to
time
do
he had
this
a winning
year.
season was they had a top 10 defense.
I think if what Hunter says is going to be true, I do think they may be looking for that opportunity.
Right.
Oh, maybe the shoulder's a little sore.
New owner.
Put Grier in there. If he's wow and he does great, then you never go back. It's kind of like a Tom Brady thing when he came in years ago.
Because this is how I'm looking at it as well. Are they in win now mode? Or are they still thinking, we might be a few years out from this thing? Because if you're still you're not trying to win now, then what's it going to hurt?
In Cam Newton's 8th year, they need to be in win.
Who's
now,
playing wide receiver for them this year? Who's their?
I don't know. Curtis Samuel.
Yeah,
5'9" Curtis Samuel.
It's definitely win now because Kuechly could go out anytime with a concussion.
Yeah.
And Cam's getting older in his career. You know, it's time for them to decide if they're going to go 5 to 7 more years of
I wonder
Cam
if the Panthers have a bad
probably.
taste in their mouth too about this. Did you see Ryan Khalil came out of retirement to be the center for the Jets?
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah.
Hey, JP, you said it's time for a break, right, boss? We got to take another break, folks. Been a little fun this morning so far. We've got a little bit more to talk about. We're going to go over American Legion schedules. We've got Jamboree coming up and then more on KTC, the Sport News Top 10 quarterbacks. Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, Wilson, Luck, Rivers, Ryan. And Roethlisberger. That's pretty much the top 9 of everybody. Then at 10 through 20 is the one where everybody
Flip-flop.
because you got Mayfield, Wentz, Goff, Watson, Dak, Garoppolo, Stafford, Cousins, Cam, Jameis, and then some of the rookies like Darnold and Foles. And
Their 2 top wide receivers, DJ Moore, Jarius Wright, Torrey Smith. And I didn't realize that Chris Hogan is now playing for the Panthers.
Yeah,
Didn't
he was out there
realize.
last
And then Curtis Samuel and Andre Lebron. Am I saying that correctly?
DJ Moore, he started coming along a little bit last year, but he had some butter fingers early.
I mean, all their passes are play. Every play is play action, and just to get the linebackers to freeze, and that's pretty much everything. Then they'll play action, and they'll either throw the dump pass or the swing pass or the slant, and then every now and then they got a guy run a post or a deep pattern, and they take the chances. Everybody's talking about last year they're going 6-2 and they were doing good. Well, my thing about it was, and I know we got to go, it took everybody that long to figure out, hey, they're not going to throw it deep. All they're doing is throwing swing. Because most teams allow you to throw every swing pass you want. And it took teams about 7-8 games. You're like, oh, that's what they're actually trying to do.
And
that's all we're giving. That's what they're trying to do.
And then I heard someone else say, I know we got to go, but I know someone else said, they were like, how can you call Cam Newton weak? He played through the injury. He did, he tried his best. And I literally was sitting there thinking, well, don't you think that was selfish of Cam Newton at the quarterback position, knowing you can't throw more than 20 yards?
Didn't want to lose his job.
Yeah, you went out there and tried to play the tough guy, but what you really did was make your team, you hurt your team. Because you couldn't throw the deep ball. You would have to come out on a play, and everybody knew what was going to happen the play you came out. To me, that was selfish on his part for him not to say, hey, I'm really hurt, man. I got to just
the over-under on the Panthers this year is 7 wins.
I could say even. I could see him just breaking even at 7.
I went through the schedule last night. I saw anywhere between 5 and 9, depending on Kuechly's health. If he's healthy the whole year and the defense is running, they can win because you can win playing good defense.
They're
and
a
running
tough
the ball.
division too.
Oh yeah.
That's the other thing. You got Saints, Falcons, whose offenses are outstanding. Can the Panthers score with either one of them? I don't know. The other thing is Tampa's new coach, Bruce Arians, is a good coach.
And he's a quarterback guru.
Jameis has beat the Panthers about every year at least once. So
That's going to be a tough division.
It's going to be tough. All right, we got to go. We'll be back in just a minute. JP's ready and rocking. Watching Marvel's Satan's in game in there. Did you watch that yet? No? You didn't watch it? All right.
No, right now I'm watching.
It's an hour and 20-minute video.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to watch it now.
Well, I mean, you had 2 hours to sit here.
Well, you only sent it to me like a few minutes ago.
I know.
I got more important stuff to watch.
I want that list. I want the list of more important things. Well, what important things does JP have to watch? I want that list. We'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
We are underway in the Zippo 200 at the Glen.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
This is working out perfect right now for Austin Cindric.
Road racing season kicks off this weekend.
The serious challenge to the outside of Justin Allgaier.
And someone new hopes to be the hero at Watkins Glen.
Brandon Jones further behind. He goes off course.
The Zippo 200 at the Glen.
Just chucks his Camaro into the corner.
Saturday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Zippo 200 at the Glen this Saturday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Hear that? That's a bunch of bull some unfortunate customer is receiving from another car dealership. It's something you don't get at Ronaldo Auto Mall in Shelby. Come see the No Bull Man, Dwight Fowler. Dwight and his sales associates will put you in the vehicle of your choice with no bull. Just plain down home good deals. No bull at Ronaldo Auto Mall. Home of Ronaldo Honda, Ronaldo Kia, and Ronaldo Buick GMC. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RonaldoAutomall.com. Make your business or office the boss or Carolina Country listener post today. All you have to do is tune your radio in your business or office to 107.5 FM or to 92.3 FM. Let us know and we'll put your name on the radio. And each month we'll have a drawing from an area listening post for a dozen breakfast biscuits from the Creekside Clock in Shelby, along with coffee or tea. Area listening posts include Promotion Motors of Lincoln, Cherryville Signs and Graphics, Lowe's of Lincoln, Watson Carbon and Tile in Lincoln, RD Mattress in Cherryville, Carolina Furniture Mart in Lincoln, Memory Lane Antiques in Krause, Davis Brothers Automotive in Lincoln, and It's Your Feed in Cherryville. So make your business or office a boss or Carolina Country listening post today.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services on WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM. It's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincoln. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country. Check out the great rates at Pine Mountain Golf Course. Play and ride weekdays for only $21. Seniors play and ride weekends for just $18. Or you can play and ride all day weekdays for only $28. Seniors can play and ride all day on weekends for $25. Make your tee time today by calling 828-433-4950. You'll love this challenging 18-hole par 68 course. The Pine Mountain Golf Course, adjacent to South Mountain State Park. Again, call 828-433-4950 703-4950 for your tea time.
Now, how long have you been putting off getting your teeth fixed? Too long, right? Well, I have good news for you. Opening June the 11th, the all-new Downtown Dental in Cherryville, located at 106 North Mountain Street, right across from the Greer Beam Truck Museum. If you're not insured, you can have your teeth fixed at the new Downtown Dental, and they also accept insurance and Medicaid. That's the new Downtown Dental, opening June 6th at 106 North Mountain Street in Cherryville. Just call 704-435-8100, and you'll leave with a smile.
And welcome back to Sam Morning Sports Talk. I gotta wait for Kevin and them to get their earphones on. Apparently, they didn't hear me say last ad, so. But I think they're on. So
we're sitting here with the button off, seeing how long you'll talk, JP.
I'll keep going if I have to. Trust me.
All right, let's see. We are welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. We're going to have a couple of things. Tom, next Friday night, right? Is that next or the next 2 weeks from today?
Don't mess up my schedule, Kevin.
2 weeks from
I'll be
today.
showing up at the wrong day.
Listen, I'm so excited because if you look at our floor here in our studios, you will see the football broadcast bags are coming together.
We got a meeting pretty soon, though. We got a meeting coming up
this week.
The friends at the Clock Restaurant putting that on for us again this year.
I've got to order some couple of equipment pieces here and there, but nothing really major. Got to get some new laptops in. We'll get ready for football, folks. The Jamboree is August 16th at Burns High School. Now, the World Series starts the 15th, folks. Every year, we broadcast the Jamboree live on YouTube, as all the World Series games will be live on the radio on 3 stations. So we'll have the Jamboree Friday, August 16th on YouTube. Game 1. Now, Terry, this is where we kind of talked about a little bit here. Lincoln is coming to Cleveland County for the Jamboree. They'll be facing the Shelby Golden Lions in the Jamboree. Newton Conover. And this is where they're not playing. They're playing. This is where they messed up the schedule, I think, Tom. You got Newton Conover playing Kings Mountain. When
they did last year, didn't they?
When y'all probably should be playing Newton Conover since they're a 2A team. It'd be a better matchup.
But Newton Conover is now a regular season opponent, Kevin.
Or for y'all this year? Oh, yes they are. Ooh, well, never mind then. That is very true.
I knew something that Kevin didn't.
That
doesn't happen very often.
September 20th. Is that a home?
Own it.
September 20th. Okay, that's why y'all aren't playing them. But you guys are playing Independence.
Which scared me at first, and then I was like, wait a minute, Tommy Knott's in there.
That's
anymore.
right.
Terry Reinhardt's
Chris
no longer
Leake's
there.
been gone.
Chris Leake and
Cox
are not there anymore. So
They're
all those players they paid a few years back to play at Independence are gone now.
Yeah, they've now gone on to charter schools in the area.
AC Reynolds plays Crest at 8:00. So what's cool about this one? Independence is the only team we don't see in the regular season. We'll see AC Reynolds against Shelby, so they'll get a good scouting report there. Probably won't show them nothing. Newton Conover.
That's what I wanted to ask Coach Pruitt. I never got to. There's the old adage: don't show them too much in a preseason.
Right.
But how you know it's gonna work? See, but there's another thing that if I show it to you, now you got to prepare for it. So, how would you approach that, Terry? I mean, in these Jamboree games, I think it's an interesting
Well,
question.
South Point don't want you to even see them practicing. So
South Point doesn't want you to see their fullback dive.
They don't even see the formation on the fullback dive.
This is how I always thought about it. That's like in our season basketball. And I guess when we went to a Christmas tournament, we was always in a Christmas tournament with North Lincoln, and everybody. Yeah. I hated that. Don't show what you run. In this game here, when I got them twice in the regular season coming up.
But if you show it to them, now they got to waste practice time preparing for it,
well,
and then you may not use it. So I mean, it's just one of those.
You South Point fans want to know why if I've been ragging on them today. Well, I mean, they don't allow our
don't go eat lunch in Belmont today.
They don't allow our video broadcast. But here's the thing, Tom. It's not that they won't even allow it and tell us, hey, you guys can't come. Their AD won't even talk to us. He will not answer the phone and come to the phone if we call them. We have to talk to the secretary. Nobody. We cannot even talk to the AD at South Point, guys. We have to talk to the secretary if we call. So we get a yes, no, or anything, whether through the secretary. So I just letting you know where that is on that.
Don't talk to me. Talk to my liaison.
Right. And this is a public high school. I cannot get a meeting with whatever. I don't care. I don't care that much. But we'll have South Point and Crest on YouTube, Burns and Kings Mountain. Shelby at Freedom will be on the radio, and Cherryville and Christ the King will be on the radio, and Lincoln at Stuart Kramer will be on the radio week 1. The Jamboree, once again, 6 o'clock, Lincoln versus Shelby, 7, Newton Conner versus Kings Mountain, 8 o'clock, AC Reynolds versus Crest, and 9 o'clock, Independence versus Burns, and it will be broadcast live on YouTube for our KTC broadcasting folks. We're going to kind of mix and match on the broadcast on who's doing what. Let's see. That was the news and notes on that. I did week 1. American Legion World Series. Getting through that, so I'm going through all my notes here. Braves today. Now, we do got some. Terry was talking about the racing this weekend. We had the Eldora Dirt Derby on 2 nights ago, Terry, on WCSL. Today we got the Zippo 200 at the Glen. Xfinity Racing at 2:30.
Your favorite race, Terry.
And tomorrow, Go Bowling. See, Tom, what you don't understand or know about Terry is, so he's an Earnhardt fan, right? Well,
none of them are racing anymore.
Right, but they only do good on tracks, big ovals that everybody has a restrictor plate on. So when they have to actually make turns, Earnhardts don't do so well. So that's why the Earnhardt fans don't like Watkins Glen. Is that right, Terry? Did I get that? Did I nail that?
The look on his face, you didn't.
Yes,
no comment right now. It's races that should not happen.
Listen, if Earnhardt can't wreck 30 people at one time, he don't like this. And on the road courses, you can only spin one person at a time.
We're not running Indy. We're not running any of that.
I think you should.
We're the leader.
So Hunter, what do you think about Watkins Glen? Do you enjoy it when they get on the road courses, or what?
I think road courses are a little bit more exciting for fans that aren't hardcore and like watching left turns for 3 to 4 hours. Terry, I'm sorry. I like maybe the accidental right turn that's actually supposed to happen.
I will say this: it used to be, and it still is on the road courses, that only the first 2 to 3 guys on the course can win that lap, that race, really, unless they all wreck each other and someone comes around later. And that used to be kind of the boring part of it, as opposed to the other races. But Terry, in the last few years, it's turned into only 1 or 2 guys at every track. Depends which track you're at. And these 2 guys will be good. Then these 2 guys will be good. And it's kind of turning like that everywhere. So
I'm glad I'm not one of the drivers, because I'm telling you guys, if I was the driver and I'm going into each hole, I'm going in as hard as I can. I don't care who's in front of me. I'm knocking them out of the way.
This ain't go-karts. This ain't bumper cars.
But that would be fun. That's fun to watch, I think. I like the bumping.
I like the bumping and grinding. I don't care. That's fun.
I would rather watch the NASCARs on a road course, and this is going to be crazy, than the Indy cars, because you can bump in the corners and stuff. If you touch each other, you're going to wreck. That's my one thing I don't like. I love the speeds. I like how they turn. But the whole fact of, first of all, drivers aren't perfect. If you can't bump each other or grind through a hole or force your way through, Jimmy didn't race that way, and Richard Petty didn't really either. But the thing about it is that they still, every now and then, you have to bump somebody. You would hate a small. I would hate a small bump would ruin a race. I guess it's what kind I'm looking at with the Indy cars and stuff, where you can touch tires and it's over with, or
your life might be over with.
That's true.
Pretty rough stuff.
Well, if they're gonna NASCAR, the roll cages now. When's the last time someone actually got hurt, Terry?
It's been a while.
I'm just hurt.
It's been a while.
I know some guys get shaken up here and there, but
let me tell you something. Them things are just as safe, if not 3 to 4 times safer than the vehicle you're driving.
Oh, they're way safer than what you're driving. Try rolling over in your car 7 times and see what if you just walk out.
If you watch those
get on the golf
if
cart.
you watch those specials on like the Autobahn and all that, they'll show those BMWs and Mercedes-Benz flip over 7 times, and the guy crawls out of it. So so it depends on what you're driving is how safe it is.
Terry, did you see this news? Jimmy Johnson, they fired his crew chief.
Yeah, they did.
Or they didn't. I don't know if they fired him or how it went, but they got a new crew chief this year when Knaus moved over, and halfway through the season, Jimmy didn't like it, and they've already got rid of him.
Well, I know he's he's in 17th place now.
Yeah, they're trying to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
how many
playoffs?
16.
Yeah, playoffs.
Unless he wins a race. That can put his way in, but
so Meandering came in. Now they're replacing him with Cliff Daniels, and this will be his first race. Jimmy Johnson says, we have to act now. We don't have time to waste.
So what happened when you get rid of Chad Knaus?
You know what I wonder, Terry? Well, they had one. You know what I wonder is, when they make these moves, I always want to know the truth. but they never tell you. You've never hear the truth in NASCAR. Like what? Well, so it turns into we got to go back to our winning ways. We want to win championships. We got confidence in Cliff to win races with Jimmy, and they never say exactly what the problem was or what went wrong. So I don't even know if it's the team thing, but across the board, the Chevys have been a little slow. So
and all it's going to take this week is if Jimmy wins the race, and they're going to say, "We knew we made the right move."
He ain't winning at Watkins, but he's going to probably have to get one of these short tracks here in the next few weeks or so before the playoffs try to squeeze in. Maybe Richmond or do we got another Martinsville? Or is that in the playoffs? Because he's really good at there, and he's good at Dover, and a lot of the short tracks he's pretty good at. So there's your NASCAR. That, like I said, tomorrow that will be the Go Bowling at the Glen at 2:00. And so I'm going to switch over. I did want to get in a few little NBA news and notes. They announced the Christmas games. It's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about was the best bet in sports. Y'all ready for this? The over-under, Terry, on the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, God, here we go.
Is 24 wins.
Under.
Charlotte Hornets, over-under 24 wins.
What's the payout?
It doesn't matter.
It's even money.
Whatever it is, go bet
I
it.
think so. Yeah, under.
Why not?
Under.
Why not? You tell us why they won't win 24 games. Why?
That roster is horrendous. That roster is horrendous, and James Borrego's an idiot.
Horrendous.
Horrendous. That's
that
a great
roster
word.
might
be
be
SAT prep here.
That roster might be the worst roster in the NBA.
24-58.
Terry,
I say they win 20.
So last year,
I'm going to agree with you.
I say they win 20.
Maybe Vegas knows something.
20 and 62.
Maybe Vegas knows, because there's a lot of hunters out there that are just going to take that under 24 bet.
I'll take it in a heartbeat.
Listen,
I'll take it to the bank.
One thing I'm good
Don't
at.
bet the college savings on
Here's
it.
one thing
I'm
I'm
about
good
to.
at.
This is about to be wild.
You can show me starting lineups in a basketball game, and I can tell you who's going to win about 95% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then why aren't you on TV?
Well, they don't ask me.
Oh, okay.
It's not that basketball isn't that hard to figure out who's going to win. I can't. Phoenix won 19 last year.
That's awful.
The Knicks won 17
What
last
the
year.
Cavs win? 18?
19.
They won 19.
19 games, and the Bulls won 22.
How are the Knicks perennially that bad?
Can you tell me that the Hornets are better than any of those teams? Do they got anybody as good as Devin Booker on the Suns?
No.
T.J. Warren.
Do they have anybody as
T.J. Warren? They got Devin Booker, T.J. Warren, DeAndre Ayton.
And it wonder how come Phoenix cannot win more, because that's some
the
decent.
West is pretty good.
The West, yeah.
Oh, it is, but
So-
that's some decent talent.
How many players on the Knicks are better than everybody on the Hornets?
Kevin Knox is better than everybody on there. R.J. Barrett's better than everybody on there.
How many players on the Cavaliers are better than everybody on the Hornets?
I don't know.
Tell me about anyway.
Maybe Kevin Love. Maybe
Keep
Kevin
trying
Love.
to trade him. I mean,
Love.
They're trying to trade him. Colin Sexton is a better point guard than what Charlotte has, and I don't know about the recent. pick that they
It's
just
not
had.
better than Terry Rozier.
You don't think Colin Sexton is better than Terry
No.
Rozier? Terry Rozier averaged what, 10 points?
That don't matter. You got to be a floor leader.
Terry, I tell you what, Terry, you and me we're gonna play basketball one game one day. I'm gonna have
just
everybody that
telling
can score, and you can have 5 Draymonds, and y'all keep leading to
Y'all never
losing.
score.
Y'all can lead them to losing.
yeah, you'll definitely win the technical foul.
The Chicago Bulls.
But honestly, I mean, the Hornets. If you told me 10 was the over/under, I'd still bet under almost. And they're saying 24.
All right, high side 23.
Okay, let's say
I'll
this:
give them
they
3
played the
games.
Cavs 4 times. If they split with them, that's 2.
2.
If they split with the Knicks, 4. They split with the Bulls, 6, and they split with the Suns,
That's 8.
Oh, no, they only play the Western twice. So that's 7. So there's your 7 wins. Where are the other 17 coming from? Are they beating the Mavericks?
No.
Are they beating the Pelicans, Grizzlies,
Maybe.
Timberwolves, Lakers?
Well,
Kings?
okay, they play the West twice.
Right.
Well, let's go down there and say who they're going to be swept by. Everybody 1 through 8, they'll get swept by.
All right, well, what about the Kings?
They might get swept by the Kings.
Lakers,
They'll get swept by the Lakers.
Timberwolves,
They'll split.
Grizzlies,
They'll split.
Pelicans.
They'll probably get swept.
Yeah, so we're at 9 wins right now for the Hornets.
And Dallas, they'll get swept by
So let's
Dallas.
go to the East. All right, who are they beating in the East more than once? We already went through these two teams.
They'll beat the Hawks maybe twice.
So they got 11
they'll
wins.
Split with the
13 from Washington.
Yeah, they'll beat Washington.
Miami, I don't know if they can beat
I don't know if they can
year.
beat Miami.
Jimmy Butler.
I don't know, because let's not act like Miami still ain't good, okay? They might have lost Whiteside, but they're still
who are we
good.
up to?
That's 13.
Okay, and there's 4 games that you're going to win that you shouldn't have, that you have great nights.
So you got 17.
You
That's
know,
still 7 games
what I'm
under.
saying.
That's 3 games under what I said
There's a
they're
couple
going to
games
win.
you should win that you're not
You're
going to
gonna
win.
lose, that's true. So, I mean, that's how that works.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll take the under. I will take the under, and I will feel confident in the under.
The Cavs have the same over-under. So that's the lowest number in the NBA.
See,
and there
that's
were 4
what-
teams last year that were under that. And there's
That's what's so crazy is, for as bad as the Phoenix Suns were, I think their roster's better than Charlotte's.
Oh, I do.
And I think it can. I think that their ceiling only is going to go up from here.
Well, I mean, you want to look at the Phoenix roster's depth chart here. Rubio's the point guard.
Kelly Oubre is better.
Devin Booker.
DeAndre Ayton's better, and Devin Booker.
That whole starting lineup is better than everybody on the Hornets.
Not Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio is
He's better than Terry Rozier.
No, I will go to bat for Rozier. Right
maybe
here.
toss up.
They might be the
Booker's
same.
way better than
Maybe
whoever.
Jim would suit up for
Look
him
who
this
they
year.
have. They got the secret weapon that
They got
Charlotte
Frank
let
Kaminsky
go.
now.
Yeah, they got Frank Kaminsky.
Frank the Tank.
Booker and Oubre Jr. are going to outscore the Hornets wings by 20 points.
Kelly Oubre after the All-Star break last year averaged 20 points.
It's just awful. I mean, just best bet in sports. The reason I want to bring that up, just for you gamblers out there, I want to give you a heads up. The Hornets over-under right now is 24.
Take it now before it changes.
And we can only count 13 hopeful wins. And Terry said maybe 4.
Yeah, these 4 games that you have great nights that you win.
So that's not looking good. All right, folks. Any other
They might
fun
beat
stuff?
their record of the worst record.
What is the official worst? I know they're going to beat their team worst record probably. What, they win 8 or 9 wins that one year. What was it? Do you remember?
I thought it was
Telling you,
6.
Vegas knows something. The Hornets are going to win 30 games.
30 games.
They're going to win. Vegas knows something.
Okay, I will say this: they'll get 2 when if they play after LeBron quits on the season. So they got it. Just depends on the schedule and when they play LeBron when they'll do that. Also, a lot of back-to-back nights. The back-to-back nights. That's when they'll win their games. Because they have nobody that needs to sit in back-to-back nights. So the other teams are all going to be sitting their starters.
There you go.
I'm serious. There's your 4
They
wins, Terry.
might get their
That's
extra
true.
wins at the end of the season when teams are resting all their players.
That's so sad. We don't have. I mean, they don't.
It
have,
is.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you'll be going to, say, the Clippers, and they set
Kawhi and Paul.
Yeah, they
just
set both of them that night, and you win one.
If you're a Hornets
And what's
fan,
so funny is you still might only win by 3.
if you're a Hornets fan, look at the back-to-backs. If you want to see them win,
Go
buy
to
the
those
second
games.
one. If you want to see the all-star players from the other teams, don't buy that ticket though, because they're not going to play them. I mean, it's not going to happen. All right, real quick, Terry. I touched on this last week at one point. Dak Prescott, the 13th ranked player in Madden on the Dallas Cowboys, quarterback, behind Jason Witten. Now, what did we say on the price was?
And you guys wanted to pay him $30 million.
Wait a minute. The punter, Chris Jones, has a better Madden rating than Dak Prescott.
No, this is the thing.
The punter.
He wants to get paid $30 million. Dallas
I
don't
don't
want to
think
pay
Dallas
it.
wants to pay him $30 million.
I don't think Dallas wants to pay him that. His
Dallas
agent
don't want
wants
to go
pay him.
above and beyond for anybody right now.
But here's the thing. One thing, when you do commit, like with Cam, if you commit to him, that's 4 or 5 years. If something goes bad and you don't have the backup there ready, or if you don't, what if Dak does get injured? I don't want to say
Yeah,
that.
you're okay. Cooper's not bad. I'm telling you, he's not bad. He's just not. He's not a runner like Dak is, and that separates those two.
And you talk about the money. Amari Cooper, Terry is worried about him. He's rated 89, 6th on the team. Byron Jones is his contract's coming up as well. World
And you got to
Series.
pay those rookie linebackers at some point.
That's true too. World Series starts the 15th at 10 a.m. on KTC Broadcasting. The Jamboree is the 16th. And we'll get into all that in, I guess, great detail next weekend. We'll maybe have some of those teams. Well, the regionals will be going on next weekend, and most of them. So we'll do the best I can. But we do already have the times and everything, folks. Thursday, 10, 1, 4, and 7:30. Friday, 4 and 7. Saturday, 1, 4, and 7:30. Sunday, 1, 4, and 7:30. Then Monday is the Final Four day, 4 and 7. And Tuesday, Championship Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. next, or 2 Tuesdays from this week. All right, any news and notes, comments, anything going on? Burns, you need to announce or anything?
Well, we do have a home scrimmage coming up, so check the school website. I don't want to give the wrong date on the air, but we do have a home scrimmage coming up, and of course the jamboree. So come out and buy some hot dogs, as Kevin says.
Yeah. Do you know how much the tickets are to get in the jamboree?
I do not, so I don't want to say that without knowing
Right.
how much it is. It would be nice if it was if they could do that for a free event, pack the house, sell some more hot dogs. But no, they don't do it that way. So I'm not sure. I think the teams must split the gate. Surely they got to split the gate somehow when they do this jamboree. But it won't be too bad. So come out and support Cleveland County football.
All right, folks. I guess that'll do it for the day. We're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. We've got all kinds of things next week to talk about with the Legion World Series. Next week is the 10th. We'll have some more NASCAR racing as well, Atlanta Braves baseball, and then World Series preview for all you folks. We had a good time. I want to thank everybody for the at the state championship this week in Cherryville for helping out. You can go
That was fun.
Watch the games.
That was fun.
Yes, it was.
On YouTube. Rewatch those. The Home Run Derby. That was fun to do as well. I do got a picture I posted on.
What about American Legion softball? I forgot to mention. Are you going to cover anything else?
I don't have them on the schedule, but we
Okay.
possibly could, depending on the state tournament. So,
Okay.
so stay tuned on that for you, Shelby.
Yeah,
folks.
state tournament's going to be right here in Shelby, guys. And I want to
American
say
Legion
that
World Series is too.
that's it's going to start the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right there at Cleveland Community College. So go out and support the girls.
Yes.
I had one more thing to say, Tom, and then you got me on
I'm sorry.
thinking about that.
I've just changed the entire broadcast schedule.
We're going to sit here for 5 minutes until I figure out what I was going to say. I had one more final thought / information on something. Dang it, what was it?
I don't know,
It
but
seems like, state championship. Wendell, I want to mention Wendell Watkins is his name. Wendell was the grandfather of, I can't remember the kid's first name, but it was Kroom, Jack Kroom maybe. And I was happened to be sitting in the right field in the coaches section there at the state tournament, which is basically a flatbed trailer behind the right field wall. When I was sitting, I was taking pictures from out there, and this kid hit the ball. And during the home run derby, there was no lefties, and that was one of the things that we were kind of wishing there were lefties. Cherryville's Park is perfect for a home run derby in the size. Then you could hit the ball in the graveyard and the street. They closed the street down and moved all the traffic around the stadium so people wouldn't be getting hit with baseballs. But we didn't have any lefties in it, and we thought it'd be cool to see some guys hit it up on the roof of the basketball gym at Nixon Gym over there. In the past we've had Wes Anthony, Will Lane, Rusty Haynes, some big lefties that they've put it up there. It's pretty entertaining to watch that. But one Mr. Kroom come up to bat, and in that Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon game, and I was sitting there in the outfield. One pitch, you just heard. I wasn't even looking. I was taking pictures of the outfielders. I heard crack, and I looked up. And it was like watching a McGuire home run in the lower seats. It went directly over my head onto the gym. I just heard it hit the back of the gym, and it didn't come. I didn't hear it come back on my side. And the next thing I know, a couple of older fellas come around the corner. You got that baseball? I'm like, this is way past me. The ball hit the gym, and it ended up in the back of the Cherryville Ironman end zone.
Wow.
So it went off the gym, hit the concrete, maybe bounced twice. I don't know, but
That's
it did
probably
end up
a good 400-foot home run.
It did end up in the end zone, pretty much on the back end zone line near the drain. If you Cherryville people know exactly what I'm talking about. But the back end zone line is where the ball ended up. I got a picture of Wendell walking out there. The sprinklers were on the field, and it was, of course, 100 degrees. He walked straight out there. I said, "You're going to get wet?" He said, "I don't care. It's my grandson's home run ball, and it's hot as you know what out here." So Wendell, older gentleman, he probably shouldn't have needed to be out in the heat where he was, and he didn't care. He was going out there to get that ball. And he was so proud of that, and I just wanted to say hey to him and the Wilmington folks and everybody else. Wendell was excited about that.
Yeah,
that was a bomb. I mean, seriously. All right, guys. Congratulations to Wilmington on winning the state championship over Fuquay Arena. And Tom will say hello to his Fuquay fans as well.
Fuquay
fans.
Fuquay. Best game I saw was Fuquay in Randolph County.
Yeah, it was good.
That Randolph County shortstop, I can't remember his name, but I'll tell you what, it was poetry in motion watching that kid play. A lot of good baseball. Go back and watch it on YouTube.
It was a good little series.
Yeah.
I will say this: the Fuquay coach, Tom, and you were gone, but in the next game, the assistant coach was, I'll say, fussed at by a first base umpire. First base umpire told him, "I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm talking to your coach." That's how bad it was getting over there.
You sort of
the first base umpire called time during the game to walk over and tell the head coach that his first base coach needs to be quiet.
I saw that happen. I was watching that game.
He said, "You need to shut your first base coach up."
Well, that's you do that to kind of just that. Long story short, you're trying to put that guy in his place.
Right.
I don't talk to you. Do you understand that? And if you're a first base coach and you're nice, they'll talk to you. If you're a first base coach and you're not nice, then they're going to do something like that. Which you don't know what was said. So
well, my phone is dead, so that means the show's over, guys. We'll see everybody next weekend. Thanks for Hunter Yancey and Tom Sinifani, John Prather, Terry Reinhardt, and everybody. Next week we'll have Jamboree preview. You all ready for that? Football, American Legion World Series preview, and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join myself along with Captain Ron as we broadcast live during the Cleveland Community College Explore Cleveland Open House. It's this Tuesday, August 6th. We'll be there from 4 until 7 p.m. There will be free giveaways and free refreshments, and you can register to win a Fall 2019 scholarship. Visit the Campus Center and learn more about many program options, athletics, clubs, and organizations. Plus, check out information sessions on Explore Cleveland, Keys to Success, Getting Started, Program Spotlights, Career and Program Promise. Start your journey at Cleveland Community College this Tuesday, August 6th from 4 until 7 p.m. during the Explore Cleveland Open House. For more information, go to clevelandcc.edu.
I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold, where we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s. This week, a special show as we celebrate the 30th anniversary